everyone, it's me again, and it is time for the Hungarian Grand Prix for the 100% League event, and of course, we are at round 12 as well, and whatever happens here tonight, we are guaranteed to still have the same championship leader, as Immortal has been, well, you can say he's been pretty immortal, hasn't he, over the 11 races or so that we started on so far here, in the 100% League, as out of the pits comes off, I think that was Siege, wasn't it? I think it was, just storming out of the pit lane as well. Hello to you, Cat said, who has just dropped off a comment in the commenters area before going into his car and getting ready for this endurance event. Then, of course, 100% League is that we got 70 laps around this dust ball, the Hungara ring here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And well, we got single qualifying. We not got single shot qualifying. We got single qualifying tonight. Then, of course, we got 18 minutes to sort this grid out before the race itself, and it's going to be a brutal one indeed. Then 70 laps. We are expecting concentration to dip as well tonight. Then, so we'll keep an eye on that one as well. And also, I think we've got a new driver as well, which I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. I think we've got 2 new drivers here tonight, which is really good to see. So looking forward to seeing what they can do in the cars. Just make sure I'm not actually talking to myself, which has happened a few times. And here is one of the times. It is R2 beats then. Oh, got R2 beats then. Or I'm just going to call him R2 beats. Martin, another new driver here in the session tonight as well. Keep an eye on both these 2 debutants. Hopefully they'll have a good event then as well tonight. Here comes Martin in, but we're going to look towards his teammate, which is Jenner, who is now in the Alpine machine. And he was in the Williams, but he has swapped to the Alpine because it does make a bit more sense as you want to be driving for the same constructor that you're driving for in the championships. And of course, Jenner is in the Alpine now. He did have an issue though last night with the championship leader, Don Madan, and I think that is going to be the first of many in the Bronze Championship. It's going to be very much, it's going to get very Harold scared now, isn't it? Very Harold scared now in the Bronze Championship. We've got a Red Bull, which is facing the wrong way there, and I can't see who it is, but it's a lovely pink helmet then, so I take my hat off to you, good sir. Stars retired from the session as well. I think it's Vessier in the Red Bull. I think Vessier, who is now the newest member on the grid in Bronze, as I think that Manfro had to step down last night, unfortunately, and the Alpha Tower, which is such a shame for Manfro, as Jenner goes faster, 3 seconds quicker than Vintage, but I think Vintage was just putting a banker in to get him on his way then. So yes, Manfro no longer apart, so we got to Vessier, who's also got up into 3rd fastest in the Red Bull, but however, he did have a trip, didn't he? KD going fastest by almost a second and 2/10 there in car 13. The only other driver that comes to mind when I think about car 13 is Maldonado. I don't mean the Welsh Maldonado, I mean the Pastor Maldonado, or Pastor Maldonado, and it's an Aston Martin 1-2 at the moment. But well, just like I say, that's a 200-second quicker is Immortal, who is in the Alpha Tower. It's not Alpha Tower, have been dominating the joint constructors, haven't they? We'll look at the constructors and the drivers momentarily. Kaidal is just, I think he's been very good, Kaidal has in the championship here, but unfortunately Martin spins the back end, well the back end tries to overtake the front there, and unfortunately for Martin, his first time run is not as competitive as he would like. Same with Kaidal, who's also in a 27-2. This is kind of like a bit of a, was it Back to the Future? No, that's going backwards, isn't it? It's kind of like a little step into the future, really, isn't it? Here tonight, of course, just seeing what these drivers can do for the championship races coming up in a week's time, of course, in Hungary, then where gold is back in action on Sunday, so is silver, and so is bronze as well. And rejoice to all you silver and 100% fans next week, as you will have your normal commentator back a normal commentator back, because yes, as Alex is back from his adventures in Switzerland. Brabbit, then are you commentating 3-4 times in a row? Aren't you, Bref? Don't worry, Brabbit. I have got a lot of hot air in me then. I have indeed. Of course, Alex is in Switzerland this week, so unfortunately you haven't got his expert analysis over the, of course, a Grand Prix winner, Alex is as well, Nolty is. Of course, in the gold, he's won 3 times in gold, and he was going toe-to-toe with Emerson, wasn't he, in season 5 of gold as well. And remember, Emerson was at the peak of its powers then as well. So I keep talking about Emerson, but I think it's like a man crush on him, doesn't wasn't it? Kydal, a much better lap for him then, whilst I've been talking about Emerson and my feelings towards him. Kydal has gone third fastest in the McLaren. And talking to the McLaren, they was having a run earlier on, wasn't they? Serious Russia beating Shawnee on all stop talking and settle up. Rabbit is saying that Serious Russia is unfortunately out, but he is not a man who likes to settle up, is he? Kydal going third fast at the moment, but I'm very interested to see what the debutants do then. So let's show a spotlight, shall we, on one of them, and it is Martin, 24. We just call him Martin for now then, and he is just coming to the fast kink of turn 4 as well. Then yellow flag in sector 2 is one of the Ferraris. It's had an issue. I think it's Kaz is on the now. He was on the lap, I think, at the moment. And Martin with a lovely helmet as well. So already big props to me, Martin. I love it. But yes, I must admit, I am out of breath. It's a crucial as well. It's not 100% the event. Goodness me, I've just leaned on my laptop. I hope I'm still straight. There we go. Maybe I should have worn my tight, one of those tight tops. Oh goodness me! And oh, he's in the wall. Martin is there. He's got a very floaty rear posterior there, hasn't he? I think he's going to have to put some ballast on that rear end. I've got a lot of ballast on my rear end, but I don't think that's the kind of ballast he wants. But unfortunately for Martin, he's spun the car a couple of times now. Kaz has done a 51.8, which is more akin to a Singapore in the wet kind of lap, really, isn't it? Sickers Mac had a great drive last night, didn't he? And he had a puncture right at the end there with 1-2 laps to go, and he could have been on course for a podium at the very least there with the with the Max Verstappen helmet there. As they're now coming into the very tight and twisty part of the circuit in car 15 for Sickers Mac. But yeah, I felt so sorry for him last night. Who didn't I feel sorry for though? Styles, brilliant drive last night for Styles, brilliant drive as well for Swanshanks. Great drives from both those two. Magnificent stuff. Swanshanks getting his full position. Styles getting his first ever podium in ALR as well, which has absolutely rejoiced then, I think, up and down the field as well. Dynamo Dan won that race. Who came second? Oh goodness me, I apologise profusely because I should know that. However, I have been to sleep since then. Grimmy setting the lap. So, of course, Grimmy will be driving in the Silver Championship as well. It's great to see a lot of the 100% League drive. I love that helmet, by the way. That's a saucy helmet indeed. Whose helmet did I really like on Monday? I can't remember who it was now. Oh, God, gosh, I need to. I'll have to watch some of the races back, I think, of course, as we want to know what helmet of the week was. Albeit, I could probably give it out now, really, but usually I do my helmet of the week in private, as I'm normally watching rather than being main stage here tonight. But Grimmy, that's a lovely helmet design. I absolutely enjoy it. Very good stuff indeed then. Yeah, Cirrus Mushroom, I think, actually finished 5th yesterday, didn't he, or 4th? Sorry, he did finish 5th, didn't he? Cirrus Mushroom did a great drive indeed. He didn't get drive, wasn't up for driver of the day, though, was he? As there's a conspiracy against Cirrus Mushroom in bronze, isn't there? I think that I have a feeling he must have upset one of the gods of bronze, hasn't he then? Or maybe it's Welsh Maldonado doing the driver of the day awards then, perhaps then. But yeah, I think Cirrus Mushroom probably, I love those blue eyelids there on this Mercedes, because that's one of the newest updated. Well, there was an update tonight as well, which I almost missed the race for, to be fair. As unfortunately I got distracted. It's my nephew's birthday today, so happy birthday to Nathan. I don't know how old he is, which does that make me a bad uncle? Probably. But it's a good job. It's a good job that they sell Star Wars cards in my local Tesco's. Otherwise, I would have forgotten. But yes, and happy birthday to Nathan. Of course, 24, I think he is. 20, he's either 23, 24, or 25. But also, I was also eating a lot of football cake as well, so that was why I was a bit late then. So we've got a couple of conversations going on with Styles and Cirrus Mushroom, talking about the podium yesterday. Of course, Styles did get the podium, very good stuff indeed. Then here comes Immortal, who has been pretty immortal in this championship, hasn't it? What I would like to see, to be honest, I would like to see Immortal in the Gold League, to be fair. We've seen him in the Gold League a couple of times. I think he's raced about 10 times in Gold over his career. I would like to see him in a full-time seat in Gold, but for whatever reason, he is, I think he declined the seat. I think it's something to do with an issue with his connection or something. But I would love to see Immortal in Gold. On a, just on a selfish level, here comes Guy down, and here's a man who is already in Gold. Oh, it's Gamer. I was wondering where he got to, but he had a spin, I think, out of turn 5. As I was waiting forever and a day there, but Gamer was parked on the exit, so we're going to leave him to it for the minute, as we're sparing his blush, as Grimmy's gone onto the medium compound tyres. You don't have to worry about the rule where you qualify in the top 10 and you set your fastest time on anymore. Of course, that rule was abolished at the beginning of this season. We've gone purple in the second sector for Kaidal, albeit he was off the circuit, wasn't he? Kaidal was. So whether that is going to be frowned upon or not remains to be seen. However, the stewards in the chat themselves. The stewards in the session themselves then have deemed it to be fine, and he's actually improved and gone to a 16 flat, 200 so second in front of KD. So Serious Mushroom getting very serious in the comments there, as he said that Immortal. I would like to see Immortal leave, Joe. I think that, to be honest, I think Immortal's been dominating, hasn't he? He's 108 points in front of Kaidal in second in the 100% event championship. We've got really good drives with constructors, and at the end of this qualifying session, then so it gives you a so you get fresh and ready to go for the race itself. Unfortunately, I feel very bloated all of a sudden, and I'm also realising that perhaps I shouldn't have had so much birthday cake, as my buttons are struggling to hang on by the skin of the content. Beats then, who is going for a timed run here, or has just been for a timed run. I do like seeing new drivers here. As Martin has done 5 laps on those soft tyres. Beat has done 2 laps in his Ferrari at the moment as he's coming through the never-ending turn 2 here in Hungary. It's going to be a hard race as well. I am expecting it to be dry in this race, but however, recently we seem to have a lot of wet sessions in Hungary. And remember, up until 2006, we had no wet Grand Prix at all around here. Of course, who won that day? It was the first ever Jenson Button's Grand Prix. Jenson Button's first ever race win in the. It wasn't the VR. It was called the Honda, wasn't it? Just then as well. From, was it 14th or 16th on the grid? A very unusual race that was, wasn't it? As Alonso went out there, and it's something that was a suspension failure or something to do with was it a wheel nut that came off? It was very odd that it was just as soon as he came straight out of the pit lane, wasn't it, where Alonso had issues. And of course, Michael Schumacher's on a bit of a dogged old run as well. But I think he didn't score as much as he would like. Did he score anything at all? I also remember Kim Raikkonen going over the back of who was there? One of the Red Bulls, was it Christian Cruz? No, it depends because Beat, as he has had enough of that time run, so we're just going to stick with a Gamer now, who is on a out lap. But it looks like he was on a quick lap, but he's abandoned this anchor, and he's also skated across the runoff area as notification about England taking on Belgium, but I think that I don't know what the Arnold Cup is, to be fair, so if anyone can tell me, that'd be great. But I was wondering if I missed some international football. I got to say, I wish it was international football after Liverpool last night, but never mind. On we go, and less said about the football the better, I think, because that was quite a horror show, wasn't it? Hopefully none of these 18 drivers have a horror show tonight, but at the moment, reflections on the back of the field, along with Chewy, who hasn't come on the pitch just yet, but he's saving us. He is saving it until the very last second. Then with 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. We have got Murphy in 16th, Styles in 15th, and Serious Mushroom in 14th position. Martin is the slowest of the time runner so far, but we haven't seen his best yet. However, he does have a rear end that is just wanting to overtake the front more often than not. That is going to be problematic if he's having issues in just single run pace here, albeit the balance he could use is when these cars are fatter fuel, and of course, you don't have refueling in Formula 1 anymore. They abolished that back in 2009. And of course, the last time we had a refueling race was actually quite a scary moment as well, wasn't it? Where was it Kovalainen, who came out of the pits out of his fuel ring attached, and of course it set fire to the cockpit of Kimi Raikkonen's car. That was quite a scary moment there. Raikkonen was okay. I think he just had sore eyes because his visor was up, wasn't it, when he was just getting some air in that Brazilian Grand Prix. So it was a very hot Brazilian race as well, wasn't it? And of course that was also the day where Jenson Button, Jenson Button stream tonight. Isn't it good to speak? Jenson Button appreciated that a little bit. Talking of which, I think this is also Jenson Button's 200 and 300th Grand Prix, wasn't it? Or am I making that up? Or was it his 100 and 200th? I'm not too sure. I'm sure it was his 200, wasn't it? Because he did win his 200th race around here in 2011, didn't he? I don't know. No, that's what the voiceover bloke said on the season review. I think it was Ben Edwards, wasn't it? So you cannot disagree with Ben Edwards. Martin goes 11 fast. He's found 9/10 of a second on the lap. That's very good stuff indeed there for Martin. Here comes Grimmy. Of course, the beautiful hammer there, quarter of a second up in the first split time. He is through the second split time as well in the Mercedes. He has got the George Russell Mercedes. Like, no Hamilton Mercedes in here at all. One of those things if I can get me eye across the screen, and no, it isn't then. So of course you can tell it's the George Russell because it's got a bit of blue tabs on the eyelids of those at the front of the car. I think the George Russell's gone luminous green this year, hasn't he? Which is quite cool as well. I do admit, I do get excited by that kind of stuff. 200 races. What a what a noob. Sorry, I'm going to say that. Serious Mushroom, of course, broke the recent 100 races in a row without missing a race there. I think that was a lovely plug-in, a lovely segue from Serious Mushroom, wasn't it? As yes, he is 100 races into his career now. I haven't actually done a tally for Serious Mushroom in a while, so I'll have to do that in the next couple of weeks or so after I've finished digesting my party food, I reckon. A yellow flag is one of the Alpines is having issues there. Martin's off the circuit there. He does appear to be quick, Martin doesn't, but he does struggle to keep it going at the moment there. But of course, he might be nervous because this is his first league race in the ALR, and it's a brutal one as well. It's a technical, twisty circuit. It is Monaco without the barriers, and you don't get a moment's peace, do you? So you've got to do this for 70 laps here tonight. Vintage retired from the session. Kaz is in 11th. Martin getting well out of the way there, lovely 17. However, the Alpine, goodness me, for 6 months in the bar there, and the Alpine team are not going to be too happy though, because unfortunately he has made an absolute mess of his car, so they're going to have to put it in the car wash. I think that was a song, wasn't it? What's it by Kristen Aguilera for? Was it Help on the Fish? No, that was a different one, wasn't it? Shark Tale, wasn't it, with Will Smith? I do enjoy that film. Well, I must admit, it's not as good as finding Mimo. Katie's on pole position. He has not found Mimo, but he has found pole position. Magnificent stuff there for KD. Jinner going across the line to start his lap now then. And this is all or nothing now. And we've got B2 who's also now starting to come across the line. And he has set a time for half a second quicker, which sounds on his outlap. So I have a feeling the graphic is not right there. What about Molto? Molto found some decent time in the first sector when we had a look. I think he was about less than 10 for a second now. He's out of deployment. Is this going to be a problem? It is not pole position there for Molto. So he has to set. It is pole position there by 1,000th of a second. It was so close the computer had to think about it. My goodness gracious me. Molto's on pole position out for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Has Katie got anything left in the piggyback? He hasn't, you know. I know that's unfortunate. And oh, Gamer is parked. He's spun the car. I think he's spun the car anyway. Jinner 5,500 second up at the moment there. V2's in the middle part of the lap as well. What about Sicker's Muck? Sicker's Muck has invalidated a lot of his tries so far, but this is his final attempt, and it is 8th position in front of his teammate Messier there. So he stole it in the death there. Gamer's into the pits, I think. What about KD? KD also into the pits as well, unfortunately. What about Jinner? He's lost 5 seconds in the second split time there. And what about Beat then? So here comes Beat making his debut tonight then as well. Let's see what he can do. Out of the final turn, and of course pole position last time was actually by Ewok Jr. Beat is very much driving that floor like a shopping trolley. He goes across the line. He's found a 10th for a second now. He does start 7th, but it's a mortal pole position and for the 100% league event here tonight, and that is a Mortals. I got a bit of that. It's a Mortals 5th pole position of his season. Absolutely, he's in fine virtual, isn't he? To say at least the Mortal is that. And yes, he starts where everyone wants to start, especially in the Hungarian Grand Prix. As Goku has said, it is rigged then. And well, I must say, you cannot argue with the facts with Goku, because he's a legend, isn't he? In of himself, but as he took down the tyrant known as Frieza, if anyone knows Dragon Ball Z, then I'll give you a virtual high five. Immortal pole position now. Pole position then for the 5th time this season. Good stuff indeed. Very impressive. And by 1,000th of a second, you can't get any closer than that apart from being the exact same time. That's the closest pole position of the season. Magnificent. And it was so close, the graphic didn't update for a very long time. With KD alongside him on row 1 then, with Kaidal the closest man to the championship, to Immortals Championship in 3rd position. 4th position is Gamer with 5th Siege, with Jinner 6th, Beat 7th, Sicker's Muck 8th, Vestier in 9th, Grimmy in 10th, Vintage 11th, Kaz is 12th, Martin 13th, Serious Mushroom 14th, Stars and Murphy 15th and 16th, Chewy and Reflection 17th and 18th. The race is coming up next. Enjoy. back, everyone. I hope you did hear me drinking because I forgot to mute my mic. There's an update on Streamlabs now where you don't have to actually have your input and all that kind of thing. And I sometimes forget to unmute my mic then, or mute my mic at that occasion, so apologies about that if you heard me guzzling. Well, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors then, shall we? Whilst we're getting ready for the race itself, as the drivers are getting themselves warmed up and ready to go. So we've already touched upon this, but Malta 108 points in front. To be fair, he can have an absolute mare in the next 4 races and still be in the lead in the championship. He's been absolutely magnificent. He's been superb. He's been fantastic. He's been fabulous, hasn't he? Kaidao in second. 19 points from his teammate Reflections in third, and Reflections been absolutely mega, hasn't he? Sam Green in fourth position. Fifth position is Gamer with 6 Cirrus Mushroom. Acid Masters in seventh, Siege in eighth, and Katie in ninth, and Jinner in 10th position then. Of course, taking the place of German, unfortunately. 11th position is Liam, 12th position is Vintage Ewok Jr. in 13th. Bannister is in 14th position. Kiki 15th. Vessia in 16th. 17th position is Cass, Ardy Wee and Chewy 18th and 19th, and Scuba Stew at the back, unfortunately. The Constructors' Championship, AlphaTauri, just like every other championship, leads the way on 53 points then in front of McLaren, who is second. Then McLaren are doing a very good team effort in the 100%. Of course, 100% does. Is of course a part of the joint constructors as well. Aston Martin in third position. Then KT is very much flying the flag with the green Aston Martin, and so is Gamer now after of course swapping teams for the Ferrari. Alpine in fourth position. Mercedes are in fifth. Red Bull just outside the 100 point mark, I should say. Goodness gracious me. Sixth position is seventh is the Williams, eighth is the Haas, ninth is the Ferrari, and Alfa Romeo only on 12 points. And so Murphy and Stars has got all to do here tonight to see if they can get that team up the order. Then 12 points is pretty disappointing, and you can see that we got multiple strategies around here, and I absolutely love that. So this is going to be very much on your toes, then, isn't it? We haven't had a two-stop race in such a long time, have we? In just from pure strategy. So this is one element that I was looking forward to tonight, was about strategy. Because sometimes in 50% races you kind of know what's going on. I hope for next season you can have a bit more of a varied strategy then. But that's just me hoping for me being selfish and that stuff. Reflection soft. Soft tires. Don't mean he's soft. He could be a soft man or he could be a hard man. But today he's a soft tire man. Chewy on soft tires along with Martin on soft and Beatles on soft tires. So David Todd's going aggressive then on the opening stint here. Hard tires then for Immortal, for Siege, for Jinner, for Sick as Muck as well then. And that is the tire choice then, as we are now getting ready then for the start of 70 laps then around the Hungarian Grand Prix. Prescribed burnouts here then. Of course the drivers would have practiced these burnouts right now. He lines up on the grid, he has to look for that yellow line now. Perfect decision like that for Immortal. He's got good practice, hasn't he, this season? Immortal has there. Magnificent. Just on board Reflections down in 18th position as well. Chewy's alongside him on row 9 here. And then now it's all lined up then. Some drivers unfortunately getting disqualified because they didn't line up very well in their grid boxes then. And the red lights begin to come on one at a time then. All 5 are on then, and we'll be racing here in Hungary. It's lights out and it's go. This is important. This one is of course, because it is so difficult to overtake them. We've had some great starts there already as Beat is up 3 positions on those soft tires. He's had a flying start for the Ferrari. Immortal's going to go on the inside then, so on the outside goes Aston Martin, and Katie is using those soft tire medium tires for his advantage here. Vintage is down 3 positions. Vintage down the pole inside. He seems to struggle on starts now. And Kaidao is dropped down into 4th as well with Beat on the inside. Beat is doing a great job on the Ferrari then. Siege in 6th position with Jitter down in 7th position as well as they flick through the very fast turn forward. And look at them all, they're flying past me now. Murphy and Martin are going side by side here. Martin and Davidson against Murphy, who's been here almost since day 1 in ALR. And goodness gracious me, he's braked much there. And Murphy's had to yield for now, but Martin's left just about a racing's gap there. But Murphy thinks better of it then, because he knows he's got 70 laps around this race circuit, and he has got to And he has got to, of course, think about the long game as well. Equals and wow, Sean.com all week said, I know it's, I think you're all going to be sick of it, sick of me by 70 laps here tonight, aren't you? Sick as Muck is up into 9th position. He's not going to 8th position, I say. He's not going to be sick of that, is he? Fantastic for the Red Bull. Great job from Aston Martin. Equals saying as well. It's a cracking start now. As that one complete, look at the gap. He's already 7/10 of a second now. As KD is already stretching his legs out in front. He wants to get out of DRS, and DRS said, I wouldn't say it's the most powerfulest on this circuit. However, you do want to get out of it. Then, of course, can KD do his best? Sebastian Vettel-esque impression. There's the two Red Bulls are going head-to-head, wheel-to-wheel. Out of turn 2 then. Of course, the track was... oh, that's contact there between Vessier and Sigismund there. Sigismund is not a man to yield, is he? As he loves a bit of robust there, and the Sigismund there hands to control the car because he's almost spun off the circuit there. But wow, how then we've had some almighty crashes over the years. But Sigismund is not the latest victim there. He's down in 9th and he's lost 2nd. However, I think if he factored his lucky stars, he's still in this race, and albeit his tyres may be a bit cooked over there. Now Ginner is all over the back as well. Best starter was Murphy up 4 positions, and down 3 positions, unfortunately, Vintage, and same with Sarah Smashman as well. But it's not how you start in this one, it is how you finish then. And of course, what I mean by finish is finish position, of course. KD has got 1.3 seconds then out of Immortal already. Immortal then, of course, is an expert at this 100% format, isn't he? He definitely knows. I think Immortal, I'd love to see Immortal actually in like an endurance race, maybe something like a wet game or something like that, because I reckon he would absolutely thrive in that environment. Because it's the closer we're going to get in Formula 1 in terms of an endurance race, haven't we, here in ALR. But my goodness me, it is going to, and I've got to endure myself as well, haven't I really? Because I usually only commentate for 5 laps around here, but I've got double the trouble here tonight. Grimmy is past Sigismund, but Sigismund up and under, as cool as a cucumber, back up into 9th position then, with the Mercedes drive back down south. So Murphy has snuck past the Scuderia Ferrari of Kaz, and he has made his way up to 11th position. Then Murphy is the man on the move, and isn't it? Goodness me, he is definitely very much shaking his booty tonight then, and flying up into 11th position, and passing the Ferrari. Martin in a very solid 13th position. The other David Tyler beat is having a great job up in 5th position. Well, then that's great stuff indeed. Mushroom has had an issue there. Remember, he had an issue with his controller, didn't he, last night, where it kept pausing, and unfortunately both the Haas drivers have dropped down to the back of the field. Hopefully Cyrus Mushroom's got rid of that issue, otherwise it's going to be a long night indeed then. He hasn't got damage, or he hasn't got visual damage on that Haas car, but of course then even the minutest of damage then can cause some kind of issues then. Back on border of reflections at the moment then, so just behind Hungary Stars then. Vintage then unfortunately lagged out last night, didn't he? Which is so shame because he was in a strong position there. Vintage was, I think, he had his best qualifying performance of the season as well in bronze. He's going to have to turn 13, that's 14 turns on this course. So it's a very much, as we've mentioned, it's very much Monaco without the barriers, albeit the barriers are very close then. And I am expected at some kind of safety car. Immortal was under the caution at the moment, isn't he? Vessier has just got past Ginner, moved his way up into 8th position now, then 7th position, I should say. I need to read that right, that I always do that wrong, don't I? At the inside goes Ginner. Oh, goodness gracious me, that he's forcing him out there, and then comes to blows. Immortal! Oh my good grief, man! The man who's dominating the championship so far is off the circuit. We didn't see what happened there, but it was getting very fruitful. Not as fruitful as what's happening between Ginner and Dan Murphy. Dan Murphy is going this way and that way, but he cannot find a way past Grimmy at the moment now, as Immortal has recovered down into 16th position now. I don't think he's got damage though. Sigismund has got the first 3-second penalties here tonight then. That is going to be a very long race, and if he gets penalties then, I think that the max we've ever had penalties is ALR Sammy, wasn't it? Was it in the kind of it was? But he was very high. He was very high on penalties. I think it was in bronze, wasn't it, one season? For some reason, I'm thinking Mexico. But then again, I think that ALR Sammy had coming together with his teammate in the Aston Martin, didn't he, way back then? He didn't see eye to eye, did he? Why do I remember that race? Because I'm sure I finished second in that race. But then again, I'm sure I was commentating on that race as well. So I can't finish second and be in the commentary box unless I've done a Houdini, which I must say that my best Houdini impression is when I do a backdoor shuffle when I try and leave for the night because I'm hungry after a night out. Murphy up into 9th position, getting past Grimmy. The only problem for Murphy now is that he's got to gap at 6th, but he is on the medium tyres finish then, Dan Murphy, as compared to the hard runner of Sigismund, so he will be able to get that DRS head. Of course, he does have a time penalty already, doesn't he? Sigismund, but we're not concerned about the race time just yet. We've got 65 laps to go in this race still. Good heavens, our Benson's got the second penalty of the night. No, we're not thinking about the time penalty just yet. We are thinking more about Murphy getting into that DRS here and then just trying to tow himself along. Immortal down in 50th position, and the man who was on pole position then by the 1,000th of a second. Very much, very close indeed. If you line them up on the grid side by side in terms of how they finished, in terms of the gap from the qualified, you would not have been able to tell who was in front. Gino having, I think he's had an off somewhere because Sigismund, goodness me, going up the inside there. Gino then, of course, feeling a bit grieved when him and Dynamo Dan came to blows last night. So Gino then feeling a bit of the pressure there as well. Of course, Gino, up until bronze last time, was on course to go for 3 wins in a row, but he would be very disappointed he didn't there. It's a badly timed safety car for Gino, which cost him that lovely shot here from the heady cam. Is Kaidao having a sniff on the outside of Gamer. Gamer's not got the pace at the moment, whilst Kaidao is absolutely flying on the medium tyres. Beat on the softs, and he is doing a magnificent job. He is a Beat that, of course, that has used the soft tyres to get out of the carbon fibre zone, and because he's done that, he is now is up the inside goes the Alpine of Martin there, also trying to use the soft tyres as well. Murphy has got past Jinner. Jinner is struggling, and he is really, I think he's had an off earlier on in the lap, and the tyres are just a bit too hot then, a bit too overcooked then potentially, which, by the way, I've been told that's a very good game. Oh no, Vintage, he's off the circuit and he's come back on, but I think he's done the same thing that Mushroom has done there. Has he damaged the car? It doesn't look like it, but that's not ideal at all. And Immortal's now in the 14th position. He hasn't done any overtaking just yet as the championship leader, but as I mentioned in the beginning of the broadcast, he can have a nightmare for races. He can basically not score at all, and he will still be in the championship. That is how incredible he has been this season. He cannot win the championship. We are not going to be thinking about the championship tonight or next week or the week after. Next week we are in Bahrain then before we go to the Dutch Grand Prix, and then Saudi Arabia, maybe Saudi Arabia or Australia, judging from the form that he's had in the last couple of races. Oh, and we'll come back to a minute because we need to be looking at this right here. And where are they? There they are. And look at this. Gamer's on the grass here. Kaido's on the inside. And he takes the position. Does it? No, because Gamer's hanging on the outside. And he gives him a racing room there. Great sportsmanship there for Kaido. I would have tried running him out of road personally, but that's why ALR doesn't like me racing. But Kaido has not got past there. And I think that was crucial he did, because look, Beat is now using those soft tyres. He's just driving up behind here, Beat is. We've got Martin off the circuit, and that's at the fast turn 3. Lovely pirouette there from Martin. I'd say that's 10 out of 10. However, unfortunately, what is not 10 out of 10 is that spin, and he's dropped to the back of the field there on those soft tyres there. And those soft tyres are starting to lose their grip now. Then I'm not expecting the soft tyres to last too much longer. The yellow flag is still out for the Alpine of Martin there, but now they have been put away, and Vintage has been in the pits there. He's gone to the hard tyres now until the end. Needs to go back to this battle here between Grimmy, who's struggling for pace at the moment. He's also got a 3-second penalty for his troubles as well. Mortal having a sniff, but nothing more than that, and installs him for the finish there. I'm going to stick to this battle here for the minute then, because I think this is going to be the overtaking zone of the night, I would hazard a guess. He is having a look there. Gamer's on the inside, but none of that. Kaido up the inside. Lovely jubbly. But is Gamer going to go? Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. But has he got the purchase? He has, you know. Magnificent stuff. Back up the inside, but Kaido. Oh, goodness gracious me. That is textbook, yes. And I've got to say, if you want to show someone how to do an overtake, or how to defend your position, I should say, just show Gamer and Kaido's contest there. Absolutely beautifully done there. Very good stuff indeed there. Mortal has made his way up to the 12th position now. If you just joined us, we're on lap 8 out of 70 here. We have got a long slog here tonight, so I hope you've got your popcorn, and whatever else said, my sweetie of choice would probably be the milk bar. Actually, I do like those milky buttons at the moment. They're absolutely delightful. But then again, I've been really interested in Galaxy as well. But having said that, then I just was moaning about how chubby I am at the moment, and how much my shirt is struggling to hang on and turn these buttons. But I blame the fact that I don't normally commentate on the shirt then. But then again, why is my commentating struggling? know. I don't know. But what I do know is that Gina there is off the circuit, but he's coming back on now, and he's over pirouetted there, unfortunately, for the Alpine car. I don't think he's got damage there. A lot of these drivers having issues then on the early stage, and I wonder if the tyres are struggling they're struggling already then, potentially then. And look at this, and Gamer, he is very good at the moment. He is very much like Sergio Perez, and of course, back at Abu Dhabi 2021, oh goodness me, don't mention that. Abu Dhabi 2021 there, where he was the Ministry of Defence there, and he's certainly taking a leaf out of the Mexicans' book here tonight with some great defensive driving there from Gamer, and he is really helping KD here, because KD has now got a 5-second gap then. That is more than enough then to cover from the undercut from Kaida and from Beat then, who I thought Beat would definitely be trying to apply the undercut. And what tire is he going to go on? Is he going to go for medium towards the end then, or is he going to go for the hard tire? Wherever the hard tire gets to the end from here remains to be seen then. I don't know, because I don't do 100% races, because I have not got a very good capacity in the fantastic capacity, aren't they, to be driving around here for 70 laps, and also trying to deploy their gizmos and gadgets, and also trying to keep the tires in the sweet window. It is so much to do in these cars these days, isn't it? It's a modern Formula 1 game, isn't it? Well, technically it is a Formula 1 game, isn't it? But of course, we're hoping for good things next season, aren't we, with F1 23? Or is it? Yeah, I think it's it now. EA F1 2023. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the game's called now, is it? But of course, they've done a lot of rebranding, haven't they? And who is that? That's the second. Oh, that's the Alpine again. Jenner is having some major perils now. Those medium tires. I think he's stuck. He is stuck there on the curb, and he has reset the track. But that is your only option there for Jenner. He had to do it, because otherwise he would have been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. This battle here is fantastic for second there, but Mortal has just made his way up into 10th position and trying to come back through the field after having a mistake then. That's the beauty. Oh, his Kaida's got a 3-second penalty. How is that going to affect him? I'd say that, judging from the former races of the 100% league, the penalty, though, as long as you don't get too many penalties, it shouldn't be too difficult. Jenner gets a 5-second one, though. That may be a difficult one, because he's going to have to serve out in his second pit stop, so you assume he will be back in again. Jenner is able to see what he can do. He is on the medium compound tyres with only 1/6 of the way through this race so far. Sigismund then is now all over the back of his teammate Vessier. Then, of course, I think that now the medium tyre starting to struggle. I wouldn't say that just yet, because the soft runners are doing a great job out there. I think the Beat is doing an absolutely fantastic job. And this is David's night. I have to keep reminding myself of that, because he is just coming here and fitted like a hand to a glove. He's done a really good job, and look at that then, and Beat there is just keeping an eye on that. I do think the soft tires are starting to struggle ever so slightly, because Beat has dropped back, albeit he's still in DRS range, and he is still happy as you can be then. We got Sigismund getting past Vessier, but Vessier has done a lovely slingshot. He's back through, back up into 7th position, but Sigismund there, goodness me, and he's going for it. He's having a look. He has taken 6th position, and Vessier dropping down to 7th. Sigismund was determined to get past there, wasn't he? And whatever the cost, thank goodness gracious me, that Christian Horner will be flipping his wig then, won't he? Goodness me, if he had a wig, I don't think he'd be picking that hairpiece that he has. Just back with Kai down at the moment. KD is now 6.5 seconds of the road. Last time we checked in with that gap, it was a second less than. So KD is absolutely dancing away in this one at the moment, isn't he? Great stuff indeed. That KD leads the Aston Martin 1-2, both on the medium tyres. Gamer has done an absolutely superb job of defending here. Really impressive stuff indeed. I've loved how Gamer's defended, and really this is going to be something for the gold drivers to have to keep an eye on, because if Gamer's in a strong position and he has to defend, then it's going to be very difficult to get past the Gamers in there. Of course, why should they let him through? Of course, he's got no blue flags. He is fighting for position. This could be an Aston Martin 1-2 here tonight, which would be gold for the joint constructors as well as the constructors on the 100%. And also, it will do him no harm at all then. I remember that, albeit this is, I think the Gamer will also have one eye on the gold race, and I don't think he raced on Sunday in France for the championship in gold, but I think he will have one eye on the championship in gold this Sunday then, of course, but it is the Hungarian Grand Prix. Of course, a lot of I think KD hopefully will be driving in gold as well. KD will be as well. So a couple of drivers will have one eye on the race as well coming up. Of course, next week we do go to Bahrain for the league then, so that's going to get very interesting indeed. As I do like Bahrain, and that is going to be a grueling race in the desert. And of course, the reason why you have Bahrain is that we're trying to follow the official calendar of either ALR's calendar or Formula One's calendar. And of course, talking of which, is the Bahrain Grand Prix not this week, next week then, but technically it is race week. And oh, Gamers off the circuit. We'll talk about Tess in a minute, because Gamers off the circuit, he is having to really defend. Now look at that, he's lost another second then to his teammate here, and he is really having to defend. But I think it's Kaido, this is a golden opportunity now, and that is he is really struggling now. Kaido, look at this, and he is gaining. Gamer's going to have to defend that. So he goes for the inside, Kaido goes for the outside. That he's got it, has he? No, he hasn't. Gamer is going to just squeeze him out wide. Then he doesn't even squeeze him out that wide. Then that's great defending once again there from Gamer. Now KD, and now Kaido's on the inside, takes the position. Gamer is on the outside here. Magnificent. How has he done that? That was incredible. I can't believe he took so much speed around there. That is magnificent stuff indeed. Siege is only 6.5 seconds back. He is on the hard tyres. So I think the Siege is going to be starting to gain on these drivers in the not too distant future, because of course the hard tyres is now going to start to become start to have the edge then. But I think they're still too early for that just at the moment. And I'm just counting my chickens way before they hatch then. Goodness gracious me, I need to keep myself in check. But Gamer certainly is. That's great defending. So far we've got a long way to go, a very long way to go then. But Gamer at the moment there is definitely my driver of the day. He's been fantastic. That's not fantastic. Who is that? That's one of the Red Bulls. It is Vessier off the circuit, and he spun the car back around. We didn't see what happened there to the Red Bull. And look who's at the back, who's right behind him. Styles. Styles has come off the back of a very good podium last time out. Kaz has dropped down to 9th position because Immortal's hoping to 8th, and Styles is now up into 11th position as well. My word. Good stuff indeed there for Styles. Not so good stuff for Vessier or Kaz. And his Immortal is now up to 8th position. His next target is the very experienced Dan Murphy in 7th, and trying to fly the flag for the Alfa Romeo team. We've only got 12 points so far in their championship campaign, which is pretty abysmal really, isn't it? As we're on round 12 and we're at half distance of the 100% league after this one. So you really so Alfa Romeo do need to get that. So Katie's got a 3-second penalty at this moment. Then that shouldn't be a problem just yet though, but it might be a problem later on if we have a late safety car, of course. But that remains to be seen, of course. Anything can happen in the 100% race, and it usually does. Vessier on the soft tyres, so he's going for an aggressive second stint here. Into the pits comes Chewy as well. Then we haven't seen much of Chewy in the 2 Haas cars. Serious Russia, after a early spin, has made his way back into 13th position. And I think I've got Martin in the pits as well. He's still on the soft tyres there in a 14th position as well. Martin is. Vessier is now coming out onto the soft tyres. Well, back on board KD. No, not with KD, with Kaido. I can't get the K's mixed up then. There's too many K's. But Kaido will be very disappointed with this, I feel, because Chewy has lost out to Vessier already there. I think that Chewy is struggling to warm up his tyres there. Kaido is going to be very disappointed with this there, isn't he? Gamer has been fantastic, hasn't he, in terms of defending his position. However, on the flip side, Kaido would like to have got past him by now, because he is all over the back of the Aston Martin, but he just can't get the move done. There is only 1 or 2 major overtaking opportunities around here, and Kaido has struggled to make his stick at this stage of proceedings, and that is really costing him in this race. And it's letting KD stretch his advantage now up to 9.5 seconds, almost 10 seconds here. Are we going to have a different Grand Prix winner? We haven't had a different Grand Prix winner since the Canadian Grand Prix 3 or 4 races ago. Then his Mortal is going for his goodness me, he's all over the back of Murphy, and that's going to be to contact there. Oh my word, there. Yellow flag as one of the Williams is off up in front of us. The Mortal's going for 4 race wins in a row here tonight, but he's going to Siege! Oh no! And Siege, I was going to suspect he was going to be starting to catch the drivers in front of Beats, Kaido and Gamer, but that ain't going to happen now. He's gone off at the pesky turn 4, and he is going to have to try and recover that now. But Siege, that is disappointing indeed. That, of course, Siege, I used to describe him as the master of SP2. He's fantastic in those Formula 2 machines, isn't he? And he's very good in the Formula 1 car as well, isn't he? I think I was looking at his stats every day for gold. He's had 10 races. He's had some very good results. He's got I think that's the second 3-second penalty. Look, Gamer is harvesting here, so Cardell's going to be on the outside then. He has done it, you know, but look, the Aston Martin there is not given an inch, is he? And he stays in second position there. And look, his Gamer's cut across the McLaren as he goes down into turn 4, and Gamer's bites up. This is the best opportunity for Cardell, and he hasn't. Oh no, that's going to be contact, and he backs out. And that is, goodness me, that was his best opportunity so far. Was Gamer too robust in his defending then, or was that just about on the money? Well, I would have to say, well, I was enjoying that, but Kyle surely has to be getting frustrated now, because you can see the Grand Prix win is starting to move away from him here now. He's 10.5 seconds away. He's 11 seconds away from KD. Vetcher's at the fast off the race, and now the Ferrari of beat is all over the back of him as well here tonight. Oh dear, oh dear. No, it's not good at all. Is it now back on board? Beat then is a very tough race, isn't it? Sick as much as makes way up in the 5th position now with CJ unfortunately dropping down into 9th there. Unfortunately for CJ, but he is on the hard touch. I don't think he came in the pits. Whether he's got damage or not, we do not know. We'll have to keep an eye on that with both Alpines there at the back of the field as well for Martin and Ginner. They're going to need a safety car to get back in this one potentially. They cannot be lapped though, because if you get lapped in any of these league races, it's very difficult to get yourself back into this one there. Beats then currently gaining on the McLaren, but he's not close enough going into turn 1 here. Moulton, can he get past Murphy this time then? Both Moulton and Kydal did not attempt the overtake into the very fast kick of turn 3. They thought better of it. He's having a look there, but Murphy not even darting and not even defending fresh air. Murphy isn't there, because he was just watching the mirrors there. He knew he had the momentum on the line then, and I think that Murphy Connor's got a 3-second penalty there. And look at this, and Immortal on the outside that he has. Oh goodness me, that's got to be very close again. That's contact, and Immortal just about keeps out the wall, and he's going to lose out to Kaz. He has lost out to Kaz. Well saved then over Kaz as well to certain there, but somehow Immortal's won the 3-second penalty. Immortal, it might be getting a bit frustrated there behind Murphy, wasn't he? But yeah, they're not going to let each other through then. This is a long race there. It's not after you, sir, by any stretch of the imagination. Now Siege all up the back of Immortal as well. Remember, Immortal leading the championship by 108 points, but that is not going to stop his hunger here. There's an Aston Martin off. It's KD. Oh, the race leaders had an issue here, and oh my goodness me, that's man. The 11-second gap is going to absolutely shrink there. Is there a problem for the Aston Martin driver? Was that a mistake? I think it was a mistake. Then the tires seem to be inflated, but now it's not good for the race leader, because KD was looking pretty imperious up until that point, and his lead has been absolutely eroded down to 2 seconds here. And Kydal is still trying to have a go as well. Mortal has come into the pits, and I wonder if he's going for the undercut here on lap 18 out to 70 around here. Then this is the 100% event, and I hope you've joined us here tonight. I'm glad you've joined us here tonight, and it has been an absolute cracking race so far. Enjoyed this one. Of course, it is a different discipline, this one is, and I am loving the fact that these drivers are not saying after you, sir, by any stretch of the imagination, which is great to see there, because there's one thing I was concerned about the 100% league, was drivers is going to make it a little more easier for their competitors to get past. However, that is not the case, is it? And it's not been the case throughout the season either, has it really? Because these drivers knows it is important, because if you are too gentle with your defence, it's going to come back to bite you. And I think that's exactly what Gamer knows, that this is a battle for second position, potentially for third if Immortal able to steam back up the field. So this is why Gamer knows that this is a very valuable battle. This could be a battle throughout the race. There's KD, now extend this gap by 0.3 seconds on that lap. But Aston Martin, who was looking very swimmingly, is now all of a sudden not looking so swimmingly. They are still 1-2, will make that 1-3 now. Cardell back on the outside, and Gamer again is taking that exact same line then. Remember, in real world of Formula 1 as well, this is exactly what happens, isn't it? Where a driver steams up behind another driver, they're so quick, and then all of a sudden, if you can't get past in the first opening couple of laps, then you do start to get stuck behind that driver, don't you? Because the driver in front now knows what you're going to do. They start to get into a rhythm. You start to follow that rhythm in front, and because you're starting to follow that rhythm in front, you cannot get past that. Well, that's what I think anyway. Just watching Immortal now then, as I thought he was going to have a Schumacher Barrichello replay from 2010, but none of that. Immortal up the inside. Nobody's on the outside. He made the mistake before he even got to turn 1, and the championship leader Immortal is now up into 11th position. That is Bob's your uncle, as they say. They probably don't say that, but I certainly say it. So then, the gap is back at the 3 seconds then, but KD, that was an unforced error from KD, and he's going to be kicking himself here, as of course, in terms of the Grand Prix wins this season, then Troy's got 2, he's a reserve, 7 wins for Immortal, 1 win for Acid Masters, but there's Immortal's dominated this championship so far. We'd love to see a new race leader, we do love to see Immortal win, but we do also like a variety of spice, don't we? And at the moment, the 2 Aston Martins were looking very imperious, but they're not anymore, because KD is now back in the reaches of Kaidal and Gamer here, and I think that Kaidal is going to really was probably thinking that this race is very much falling away from him in terms of the race win. While all of a sudden, with that mistake from KD, it's come back into this one now, and we'll see how this one gets on. The soft shot debutant of Beat, who's doing an absolutely supreme job. He's standing up and seeing that Ferrari tonight. He is absolutely driving up the wheels off of that Scuderia Ferrari, and I'm also set to pass out the race. That's going to be very ominous, isn't it? He's got past Serious Smash and moved his way up into 10th position there. The Ferrari, the debutant in the Ferrari of Beat is doing a magnificent job, and I think he has very much extended this soft tyre stint well beyond his wildest imagination. He is struggling now, though. I think those soft tyres have very much come to the edge of their life fed. What would he do? Is he going to go on medium to the end of this race then, or is he going to go for a hard tyre? If you go for medium, I wonder if they can do 25 laps then each then for Beat. If he wants to do it now, then of course with 50 laps to go, then of course I can even do simple maths then. I surprise myself sometimes, albeit I did have to get out my calculator. It's shocking, isn't it? Kaidal then is dropping back ever so slightly here into the pit, comes Beat now then. Let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. No, we can't, because I want to see what Siege can do against Beat's teammate, which is Kaz. This is important for Beat, though. His race so far has been pretty tick-tock, hasn't it? As he comes back out of the pits now. Where is he going to come out? And there's a gap. There's a beautiful gap behind Siege here. And let's see how much he's going to catch up on Siege then. Siege is on the hard tyres, of course, and Ferrari mechanics having to do a double stack here. Unfortunately, Kaz was not too far back from Beat, and that has unfortunately hurt him ever so slightly. Jinner's got a 3-second penalty down 80th position, but it's a bit of a nightmare race for Jinner, unfortunately. Beat's got a 5-second gap then between himself and Siege, which means he now go for half a level then in this one, and really start to eat into these to Kaidal and Gamer, and maybe go for the undercut. So Beat potentially jump these two and really elevate himself up into second position here. Beat is on the hard tires as well. If the hard tires can do 50 laps, that is a lot of laps on the hard tires. I would hazard a guess that is probably a stretch too far, but then again, I don't know, because I have not done 100% before, which is brilliant, isn't it? Probably you guys at home now probably screaming into your monitor, screaming into your mobile devices, saying, "Sean, you fool, you don't know what you're talking about." No, I don't, which I suppose makes it exciting, I suppose, doesn't it? But nevertheless, yes, I don't know what's going to happen, which is absolutely fantastic then. But if we see how far these hard tires can do, if we can get them to a sensible window, can he throw the soft tires to the end? And the soft tires done 20 laps then, which is more than anyone else around here. Beat is losing time though. He's trying to fire up those hard tires. That was one thing that surprised me on this game when it first came out, was just how much drivers had to work the tires to get them up to temperature. I don't think you had to do that as much in F1 2021. But then again, I must admit, I would be amazed if my tires even got to temperature, because I usually crash before I even got up the pits. But then again, so did the legendary Gerhard Berger. He did that in the Portuguese Grand Prix in '93, didn't he? Well, he did come out the pits then, but I think he just absolutely over-rotated the car and crashed quite heavily, didn't he, in Estoril in '93. There was some pretty hard times for Ferrari, much more, of course, it was difficult the season last season for Ferrari, wasn't it? But go back and watch their '92 season, I think that you realise, maybe even their 2020 season actually, and of course, any you Ferrari fans out there, yes, it can get worse than that, and hopefully they can get themselves back onto fine Vettel this season as well then. But it's going to get very interesting indeed as between the Red Bull and the Ferrari. Hopefully the Mercedes is in there as well then. Jenner is is having a bit of a mare here tonight. He has spun the car again, and he is almost going to be lapped there from the race leader KD. Siege is now well within the DRS of Murphy. Beat has now fired those tyres up then on those hard tyres, and we will be looking at his times very closely. Kai Dow's battle with Gamer has been put on ice, so to speak, because of mainly because then as I think he's just dropped back as the Sieges are strung with straight on speed there. Murphy up into a fine 5th position at the moment there, which is magnificent stuff indeed. Serious Mushroom, who is now into the pits. 21 laps on the medium tyres. I thought they would have gone a bit further than that for Serious Mushroom. Yellow flag is the Alpine of Jitter. Jitter again, I think it is, unfortunately off the circuit. He is back on that. Where's Serious Mushroom? He's now into the pits. Medium tyres again for Serious Mushroom. So going for an aggressive strategy, and that should get him to, if he can do the same amount of laps, that should get him to about, with 20 laps to go-ish, I think I might be able to get him to the end on the soft tyres then for Serious Mushroom. So watch Serious Mushroom fly towards the end then. Give or take that, of course, that's not very accurate, but that will do, won't it? I think he probably wants to get to around lap 50 on those second set of medium tyres then, and then go for it to then have 20 laps on the soft, because he's sitting in the soft tyres, can do 20 laps with Beat's handset, but those tyres were very much at the end of the life bet towards the end of that stint. You see KD has thrown away that 11-second lead then. He's only got the gap up to 3.4 seconds there. KD has that. Jenner is out of the race and he comes into the pits. He's had enough, and that Alpine car has been an absolute nightmare for Jenner tonight there, and he is parked up and out of this race. Excuse me. He's getting a funny feeling. He's getting a funny feeling in his right toe because he is through, passes Styles, makes his way up into 8th position. And Mortal came to the pits very early on. Next, he had a great old battle with Murphy, but he decided that he was having none of that, and he came in the pits there on the medium tyres, and he is now trying to make his way up from the field and doing a very good job. Remember, the Beat came in the pits when he was 4th position, and now Immortal's only 4 seconds behind Beat then, so potentially Immortal is in the back to 5th position in this race now, and he could potentially get even closer, and he is on the medium tyres there, but he will have to pit earlier than his rivals around him, so we're keeping on that then. We don't know where Beat is in terms of where he is in compared to Kaidal and Gamer. The gap between the front three and the rest of the field is 19 seconds, so that is a mammoth, that is a very much a mammoth gap already then here tonight then. Siege would have been in that gap there, but unfortunately he made an error, didn't he, which has really cost him, which is a big shame there for the Williams driver, isn't it? On board now then is Kaidal is trying to rev up another fight then. KD is not got the pace he had earlier on this race, has he then? If you just joined us then, of course, KD Immortals had a bit of a difficult opening stint here, but he's finding his way back up into 8th position now. Both Aston Martins have been leading this race ever since then, but KD had an 11-second lead before he spun on the final corner, and that has whittled his lead down to about 2 seconds, I think it was. He's got it back up to 3.4, but he has not got the pace he had earlier on in this race, and he is now, his status quo, Kaidal and Gamer have been on a ding-dong doozy of a battle for 2nd and 3rd position. Kaidal has struggled to get past Gamer, and he's going to be very frustrated to be looking at the back of that Aston Martin. He could probably draw the diffuser on that car by the end of this one, but Kaidal possibly would be liking to be further at the field. If he did get past Gamer, I think he'd be leading this race by now, Kaidal did, especially with KD's mistake, so that is the problem then. Kaidal's not been able to get that home run and get past Gamer, and Gamer's really helped his Aston Martin team here tonight, hasn't he? Really good stuff indeed, but of course I don't think he wants to help his Aston Martin team too much, because he wants to go for the win himself, doesn't he? Gamer does, of course. He was driving for the Ferrari for most of the season. He is now driving for the Aston Martin. So two of the famous car brands throughout the world. Gamer has driven both in one season. He's completed it. Freezing penalty. In terms of penalty, I think good ones. So far, that's absolutely magnificent stuff indeed there for the drivers out there to keep it nice and clean and cool as you like then. And just coming down the start-finish straight. Of course, the start-finish straight did have a bit of a facelift back in 2002, 2003. Of course, as they extended the start line, the finish straight. Of course, it used to mirror the final turn of 14, didn't it, in the Hungary back in 2002 and before. And they extended that in 2003 to increase overtaking, and also they removed that Mickey Mouse chicane coming up into turn 13 as well. They extended that time a bit more restraint as well, which I think it was 2005, or was it 3 as well? I'm not too sure, to be honest, but I must admit, I only just noticed it about a year or two afterwards, so that's probably why I can't remember it too well. Kaida is now out of I say he's out of DRS, as soon as I say he's back in DRS, but Kaida then, who is really struggling to keep up with Gamer now. Gamer is about status quo of his teammate at the moment, so I'm wondering if some drivers that I was surmising maybe a two-stopper here, but the medium runners at the front and Styles as well, and Murphy, have all done 26 laps on these medium tyres, and so surely the hard tyres to get to the end of the race here. So maybe it's not a multi-stop at all. Maybe I was speaking absolute baloney here, absolute boulder dash, and it is actually going to be a one-stop here after all, which I'm a little disappointed by, because I do like multiple stop races, but even so, I think that this one's going to be very much on a knife edge then, from start to finish here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Steege all over the back of Murphy at the moment. Murphy, who is not yielding, is he? He's doing a great job for Alfa Romeo. Remember, Alfa Romeo have only scored 12 points in the championship up until this race so far. Alfa Romeo will almost was actually going to double their account then, because they're on course for 12 points about, with Murphy on 10 and Styles on 2. That is pretty impressive there, isn't it, there, for both Murphy and Styles, doing a great job. Of course, Styles on the back of a very good podium last night as well. Of course, which I'm going to sing it until the cows come. So it was great. Only one retirement so far. That's unfortunately Gino, but of course, thank you very much, Gino, then, for hosting this session tonight. Then, as of course, good job that none of the admins doing it tonight, because one admin only just came home from work just before the session started, so that wasn't very good. The other admin is enjoying life in Switzerland with his mini rolls, and to be honest, I think that joke's getting old now, isn't it? Of course, the reason why I'm saying that is because of Swiss rolls and stuff like that. Do anyone actually call them Switch rolls? I used to call. Oh, and Gamer's off the circuit, and he has spun the car at turn 1 on his incredible defence, and that is a major problem. Both Aston Martins there have spun and caused themselves all kinds of bother. Gamer needs to make sure he doesn't spin the car again, and I'm wondering if it's a golden opportunity. And just as Seated on the inside, and he takes Murphy, but Murphy's having none of it there on the medium tyres, and one of the medium tyres are now screaming in terms of needing to come to the pits. And Murphy is not having any of that, but Siege is going to be forced on the outside. Murphy gives it just about enough, and once again they go for the kick there. These drivers doing fantastic, aren't they? Because I've seen so many times over yesteryear, drivers there steaming up the inside and going into the side of each other there, but they're not doing it tonight. Star's out in the 11th position there, and he is now going to be going for some qualifying laps here. We have got an almighty scrap here between Murphy, Siege, Beat, and Mortal. Beat then was in the clean air, however he is not now, and this is hurting Beat. Then of course Beat is on fresher tyres than the drivers around him. Mortal is as well, and this is not what was a part of the plan here. And Siege is off the circuit. And that is a much easier manoeuvre than what Beats was thinking about there. This is Beats David's night, and he is my driver today so far. He is driving superbly well, and I've goodness me, I've almost went to the back of Siege. Siege is struggling here. I'm wondering if he's going to come to the pits early on. He's not coming to the pits, and he's sticking with the hard tyres for now. He needs to go a bit further than this, though, doesn't he? If he wants to get the medium tyres to the end then. But yes, I've wondered if the medium tyres are now struggling there, really very much at their peak of their performance. And look at this then, and now up into 7th position goes a Walter. Siege has lost 2 positions there in a couple of corners. That is not good for the Williams drivers, and Siege has had the pace here tonight, but he seems to be dropping down the order. He doesn't. He seems to be going backwards then. Gamer did not come to the pits on that lap, which I thought he would be coming to the pits there and trying to go for an undercut, but maybe he's seen he didn't have the gap anymore there, and that is not good at all. I think Kaidan and KD are almost out of range of sick as muck here. He might be able to get in the pits, change tyres, come back out and get in front of Sick as Muck, Murphy and co. Yellow flag is at the Aston Martin of Gamer's off again, and this time he's in the wall and he's damaged the car. Gamer, who's having a superb race for 2 spins in quick succession here, has really put the Aston Martin team on the back foot. Aston Martin, of course, at the beginning of this race was looking so strong, but on lap 13, well, lap 29, 28 there, it's going a bit to pot here tonight. Now Kaidao has been relieved of that of Gamer in the Aston Martin, and I think Gamer is into the pits. Is he? I was just taking a look. He is into the pits then, and he should be able to get on the hard tires and get to the end of the race from here on in then, as we're just coming up to half distance in this Hungarian Grand Prix. And there is Gamer then. He's dropping down the order. That the man who was in second for so long is now going to really have to. And up the inside goes Beat, then passes Murphy. Murphy, did he get a tap there? I'm not sure if he got a tap for a motor, if he got a bit, if he had a bit of the spin in the rear wheels there. Murphy struggling here, and now Motor's on the outside. He's got fresher, harder, fresher medium tires. He is on the outside. He's got the position. He passes down. He's up into 6th position. Magnificent stuff. Make that 5th actually, because Murphy's down to 6. It is Motor up into 5th there, and Beat is now in a 4th position, and he's looking at the facto 3rd here. Immortal is quick at this moment, but I think Immortal's going to have to stop again now. But let's see how it goes. And Murphy has got no pace at all now. I think Murphy's going to have to come into the pits, you know, because he is really strong. He's losing so much time, hand over fist. Into the pits comes Kai Dow. He's got a 23-second gap. I don't think it's enough then to get out in front of Sick as Muck here, but that remains to be seen then. He doesn't want to be out in this battle here, does he? Because he'll be behind Beat and Immortal. And the question whether he might be behind Siege as well, I'm not too sure. My goodness me, and is Murphy coming in the pits, and he is going to the pits. He's had enough on those medium tyres, and Kaidao is coming out the pits there, and yes, and he did have the advantage, didn't he? That is perfect, and so the race leaders are enjoying such an amazing advantage about there. Look how much time that Beat lost behind when he was battling these drivers there. The undercut is good when you have free air, but of course around here it's so difficult to overtake, isn't it? And that is really costing him. Look at this, and Immortal on the outside now, fighting against Beat then. Beat now is of course, oh gosh, damn it, look at that going side by side. Magnificent racing from both drivers there. The debutant is causing all kinds of a splash here tonight. Magnificent from the Ferrari. But Beat down into 5th position there. But wow, what a performance from this man. Fantastic there from Beat. And he has done the soft tires. Absolutely, he's went on the soft tires to begin, went for the aggressive strategy. He is in 5th position now, and he is really fighting tooth and nail here. He's still on course for a potential podium, but he needs to keep up with Immortal, and that's easier said than done, because that man is a machine, isn't he? Sick as Muck, of course, the highest run on the hard tires, along with Siege as well. Murphy's down to the hard tires to the end of the race. KD has not come into the pits this lap, though. He has carried on then, KD has had, and look at how much the Gamer's lost on it, because I think the Gamer's almost going to be lapped here because of those 2 spins there. That is how hotly contested the pace is here tonight. And Sick as Muck then is going to start to be looking over his shoulder, I would hazard a guess then. Sort of looking over his shoulder then. I think that Sirius Musher might be looking over his shoulder, but maybe not too concerned, because Vessier has done 17 laps on these soft tires, and I think Vessier is now a opportunity then to go onto the medium tires to the end of the race. And KD has done the most laps on the medium tires. He's done 31 laps so far. KD has there, very good stuff indeed there, and he had a 5-second buffer to Kaidao as well, so he didn't need to react too early. So that is the advantage, and that's what he's talking about with the advantage of when KD was gapping Gamer and Kaidao earlier on then. That is exactly what he wanted the gap for, so he can react then if Kaidao was going for the undercut. He is going for the undercut now then. Kaidao does not have anyone in front of him, and I think KD is going to have to respond this lap. He is responding this lap. The Aston Martin mechanics are out in the pit lane, and KD is coming into the pits now. Remember, KD had a much bigger window up until that spin, but since then though he has got back on it. He has got back and riding very nicely indeed. Martin up the inside passes Vintage there. Vintage was a bit behind the 8 ball since his early issues. He is on the hard tires and goes to the end of the race then. And now out of the pit. Kaidao is on the medium tires, unbeknownst to me then, whilst KD is gone for hard. So Kaidao is going for an aggressive strategy here. He will go for softs at the end of this run there, but he will have a pace advantage, but he now needs to make another stop, which means he needs to overtake KD. He needs to then gap. He needs to gap KD then by, I'd say about 22-ish seconds and then so he can come in the pits and change tires and come back out. Sick as Muck dropping down into 4th position here. Sick as Muck then, who is on a very worn hard tires. I think him and Siege needs to eke it out a little bit longer then, just to keep those hard tires very much in a performance window then. So Immortal back up in the 3rd position there, but Immortal will also be coming to the pits, I think, in the next 5 laps or so, and I'll probably be going on to the medium tires again, you know, until the end of the race. So Immortal will be racing Sick as Muck at Murphy Murphy, and I think he'll be racing Siege as well to a certain degree. So I think Immortal knows he's got a battle on his hands there for this final podium. Beats then is not Beats would love to have that first podium of his career. Into the pits comes Vintage, and he's done 26 laps on those hard tires. I think the Vintage would like to have done some more personally, but however, I'm wondering if he's not going to go for the medium tires. He has gone for the medium tires and going to the end of this race then. And Beat then is now coming into the back. Six Mug is staying up for the minute. And Beats does have much younger hard tires then, and I think that Beat then would probably know that his battle for the final podium is going to be against him and Immortal. Yes, the gap is only a second and a half at the moment to 2 seconds, but Immortal, of course, is frighteningly quick, isn't he, in this 100% championship? He is very impressive, isn't he, in this closest thing we have to an endurance in the ALR, and I do not bet against Immortal then. However, a shame, will bet against Immortal from getting the Grand Prix win tonight and go for his 4th race win in a row. Then, of course, it's the first time, while if Immortal does not win tonight, it'll be the first time since the Canadian Grand Prix that he's not standing on the top step of the podium here, which just shows how impressive he's been then. One of the Aston Martins is off, Ben, and who is it? It is Gamer again. Gamer's having a nightmare couple of laps here. And is he in the pits? He is in the pits there. Gamer, who is in a strong second position. Both him and KD was leading this race, but Gamer's had 3 spins down the last 10 laps or so. And it is just gone absolutely against him. And I think he's damaged the car as well. Aston Martin, that's Alpine mechanics out as well. Aston Martin mechanics out then. So changing the nose cone, but Gamer's going to drop down to last if he ain't careful here. Where is Vintage? Vintage is coming through now then, so Gamer's going to be on hard tires in the race there. But this race has completely gone out of Gamer's hands here. And that is disappointing there for the that's disappointing there for Gamer, and he probably deserved a lot more than that, didn't he? Beat's still behind at the moment. Sick as Muck then has got a very quick motor car down that start-finish straight, hasn't he? Kaz into the pits then, so Kaz up into 7th position. Strong force there for the Ferrari drivers. So very early for that speed limiter line then, but of course Kaz does know that this is a endurance event, not a sprint then. And here comes Styles, who is going for a sprint event here, as he's catching up to his teammate Murphy. Murphy is on the hard tires. Murphy has an outside chance for a podium here, potentially. We'll see how this one plays out, but Murphy does have a chance there, and he will be trying to undercut, but I do feel that Beat is too far on the road, to be fair. Actually, because look, it's 18 and 19 on seconds on the road he is. I think that might be a bit of a wishful thinking on my part for Murphy to be in the fight for a podium. However, anything can happen there. We can have safety cars ready for that. Messer is in the pits there for the Red Bull team, and going on to the medium tires, and we're half distance now in this race. Normally we'd be finished this race in the championships there for gold, silver and bronze. Now we're in overtime here in Hungary, and of course this is unknown territory for us. It's unknown territory for me. I don't think it's unknown territory for the driver, so is it? And now it is game time, isn't it? Who has got the mentality? Who has got the concentration to get this one over the line? Here comes Beat, and he's got the pace, has the on Sigismund. Sigismund is the longest driver apart from Siege not to pit. So Beat there going deep then, and Sigismund wants to go deep as well. You heard the beat there. That is not Katie's Aston Martin. That was a Gamer who has had a nightmare run in the last 10 laps or so. It's really completely curtailed this race. There is Siege in the background. Sigismund and Siege are on the similar strategies here tonight. They're going to have the quicker tire towards the end of this race there on the medium tires, or go to soft set. Sigismund has gone wide there, and he got beached there, didn't he? Unfortunately, unbeknownst to me, then he was waffling on about all kinds of strategy permutations for Siege and Sigismund. However, Sigismund has not helped himself there. He's gone wide, and because he's gone wide, he has lost out heavily to Beat. Beat is not going to be too concerned, because that is the one less overtake and one less lap he's going to be following. Going to be following the Red Bull there. Sigismund then down into 5th position here. So Immortal is now 6 seconds in front of Beat. I do feel that now let's see what Immortal does, but I do feel that it is going to be a hard push, a hard task to get himself back up into 5th position. this one's said and done. Kaidal in the moment there, he's pulling up to KD, but it's not quick enough at the moment. Grimmy's getting a penalty for his services. He is not doing enough, but is he? Unfortunately, Kaidal isn't, and KD is looking strong then, still then, albeit he did make a mistake earlier on this race, but as we mentioned, of course, we're on lap 37 out of 70. That's the beauty about these 100% races there, and on the outside goes CJ. Where's Sigismund there? And Sigismund there carries the speed through the middle and final part of the corner, which he did do very nicely with Beat, and he's done very similar with Siege as well. Sigismund is doing a great job for doing that kind of stuff, doing that kind of defense over the past couple of races. I've noticed really good stuff. It's very much helped him. It's becoming a very difficult challenge to overtake Sigismund there, and of course, as we said already earlier on this race, that could be crucial. Remember that Kaidal would be a lot further up the road than if Gamer wasn't so very good in defensive, but unfortunately Gamer has not had the just rewards of that, has he? Because he is down in 17th position. This race is spotted out of control for the Aston Martin team, hasn't it? For Gamer, and I think that Aston Martin was looking at a 1-2 until like lap 25 or so, and it's just completely gone in on its head then. Mortal, I see, is still gapping a Beat quite quickly here. Very impressive stuff indeed. I think you see 6 months there, very much hugging the inside of the pit wall there, isn't he? He's done that a couple of times now. But going back to Beats and Mortal, the gap is up into about 8 seconds now, so Mortal is still quick on these very worn medium tyres. Maybe he's going to try and get another, can he eke another 10 out to get him to lap 48? Even if he does, and that would be about 20 laps on the soft tyres. We haven't seen the soft tyres do 20 laps around here, have we? Goodness me, it's all about tyre talk, isn't it? We haven't seen a car do 20, we haven't seen a car do more than 20 laps on the soft tyres. We've seen Beat do 20 laps on the soft tyres, but they were well past their Savoy data at the end of that stint. So I think that probably, is he going to try and get to 25, another 4 or 5 laps or so, then go on to the medium tyres at the end. Then that might be the quickest way to do it, but whether that be the most aggressive way remains to be seen. But he is still gapping a Beat then, and as long as those tyres are not in the puncture zone, that's too much curve for Siege there, and he has spun the car. Unfortunately, Siege there, making a mistake then, and that is dropped him back behind. That's dropped him well back behind. Sigismund then, and Siege had another spin here tonight there for the Williams driver, and he's going to get he's going to be very frustrated in that car. Into the pits comes Sigismund then, so he's striking now whilst Siege is having an issue then. Siege is elected to stay out there, but those tyres are going to be quite hot then. We're just sticking with this pit stop here. Lovely shot here from the Red Bull team, and his choreography at its finest coming out of the pits now on the medium compound tyres. Where's he going to get himself out? He's going to be out beyond the 2 Aston Martins Styles and Murphy, who are doing some pretty good lap times out there, aren't they? So Sigismund, I think that is beautifully done there from the Red Bull. As of course, is that Hannah Schmidt who does the strategy in the Red Bull? I don't think she's on the pit wall today, but Sigismund has caught that absolutely super light mustard there. Maybe he's the new Hannah Smith. Fantastic stuff there from Sigismund, as well. The Mercedes of Grimmy has unfortunately faced the wrong way there out of turn 13, I think. So that's where Verstappen spun the car in the 2022 race there. However, I think he did it a bit more elegantly than Grimmy did. No disrespect to Grimmy's lovely pirouette in there. However, I think that Verstappen did spin and was on his way, but Grimmy looks to be in some kind of difficulty there in that Mercedes, and he is trying to come into the pit. I think that there's a problem there for that Mercedes, and so it may not have just been a simple spin. Then we're taking our eyes to the race team. Then maybe we should take our eyes to the Alfa Romeo team. Alfa Romeo are last in the Constructors' Championships. I have banged on about it throughout this race. Oh no, and Styles is in the wall, and maybe I shouldn't have looked at Styles because he's off the circuit, and he's done 11 laps on these soft tyres, so we expect him to do a bit more. He's gone into the wall there, Styles has there, and oh dear, he's in the pits, and I think he's in the pits a bit earlier than what he would have liked in the Alfa, and that is such a shame then for himself, because he probably would have gone an extra couple of laps or so, but that's a much earlier pit stop than he would have liked them. So what Styles is going to go on then? We've got the Alfa Romeo let's have a look actually at the pit stop, because that's what I like about this race as well. Usually there's so much actually going on in the 50% race, so we don't get time to see the incredible pit work of the mechanics. And look at that, fantastic in and out, shaking all about. And he is back out now, Styles is. He's in, he'll be in 12th position or 13th. I think he might be in 3rd position, because here comes Vessia, and goodness me, and Styles, you normally meant to, and Styles in the wall, and that was frustration there for Styles. We're not sure what happened, but he went over the pit lane limiter, and Styles got a vast amount of experience there, so I don't think that Styles did that on purpose. I think that there's a problem there with Styles' throttle input or something, because that just launched him out, didn't it, and he spun the car, so there must be a problem there for Styles, and that is bitterly disappointing there for the Alfa Romeo driver. Of course, keep working on that in two simultaneous Grand Prix in Canada in 2014 and 15, where he came out of the hairpin and he spun the car, didn't he? It was very unusual contact there as Gamer just nudged Vintage out the way there. I don't think Vintage would have been too impressed with that then, but Gamer is through and up into 14th position there, albeit by robust means there. Goodness gracious me. But I think Gamer's all fired up then, isn't he, on those tyres then, but unfortunately 3 spins midway through this race has really cost him. There is a mortal in the background. Good heavens there. I was saying it was going to be difficult for him to get the podium, but how wrong was I? Because even on 23 lap old medium tyres, he is gapped to beat to about 13 seconds. That is absolute incredible pace there for a mortal. He and once again in the second half of these 100% races, he is a monster, and he is flying. There he is in the background, a mortal. My goodness me. And well, I'm absolutely astonished at that. And I've got to say that gap is built up very quickly in the last couple of laps or so. It's got beautiful sunshine peeking through the clouds now as well. That is magnificent stuff. Absolutely incredible there. Into the pits comes Styles, and he is now on the medium tyres again. Let's hopefully, no, he's on the soft, I should say. Let's hope Styles doesn't have those issues again, because that was a very unusual issue there, because it came out the pits, accelerated, and the car just yeeted off, didn't it? And then I think there was a lot of frustration again there. Sick as muck has got past Murphy, moved his way up into 6th position there, and my goodness me, 6 managed to go up to Murphy quite quickly there, to be honest there. Murphy will have the tyre advantage at the end potentially, but Sick as muck is not going to be difficult to catch at this stage of proceedings. And Sick as muck's only 5 seconds away from his from the man who he was fighting not too long ago in Siege there before Siege spun, and now he's going to catch and pass Siege. Siege has done 41 laps on those hard tyres, and he is going strong there still. Well, I would say he's going strong. He is struggling on the pace now as into the pits. Is Martin also making his debut as well in the Alpine there, down in 13th position. Martin is at this, of course, it's a new oh, and goodness me, up the inside goes Kai Dow, and through and takes the lead. That was very much a lunge and a half, and the McLaren is now back up into the lead of this race. Well, not back up to the lead of this race. It's the first time he's led this race, hasn't he? But wow, what a manoeuvre from that McLaren. And luckily my stream is about 20 seconds delayed, so I can have a look at it again. Splendid there from the McLaren. And wow, great something. He leads this race for the first time, but I think he still needs to go to the pits. Siege is finally into the pits there, as the reason why Stars, yes, they didn't replace Stars' front wing, which I think is why then he did get a fall out of the pit lane, so it wasn't an accelerator problem. It was Stars getting a bit hot under the collar, unfortunately. But I do understand his frustration there, because yeah, surely more often than not you want to replace your front wing. You do have to sometimes amend the dial on the old. On the old MFD, I think it's still called. Am I still hip? Is that still what it's called? I'm not too sure. I would think I know these things actually. In fact, I commentate on these races most of my life, but never mind. Well, I say most of my life, but most of my years. Well, it's in the last 4 years anyway. Tour de Windside, ALR's 4th birthday is coming up very soon as well, so it'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on what we want to do for ALR's 4th birthday. I set the past half the race stage, had a new leash of life, hasn't he, since getting into these races. And yeah, ALR's 4th birthday, I think it's sometime in March, Knowles, he told us. So that'll be very interesting. I wonder what kind celebration we could do. I don't think that Red Bull's going to be celebrating a Vessier as he is spun on the exit of turn 2. It's very, I must say this track is so tough, isn't it? I think that 100% races, racing on this track in general is very difficult. Mortal is into the pits there. We missed that whilst I was watching Vessier doing a pirouette there. Whether Mortal is only 3 seconds back, that's surely not right, is it? It is right, goodness me! Oh my golly gosh there, a Mortal only 4 seconds away from beat, and then I think with those medium tyres there, very much they're just about to fire up as well. My goodness me, this man, he was on the back foot, wasn't he? So the pits comes serious motion there. He was about to battle reflections, and we have got about 25 laps to go-ish in this race, and 26 give or take. Is anyone going to gamble on the soft tyres? The soft tyres last about 20 laps earlier on this race, and I think it's too early for soft tyres, you know, but is Serious Mushroom going to prove me wrong? He has not proved me wrong, luckily. Serious Mushroom is a man who knows about tyres, and he is going on to the hard tyre till the end of the race, and Serious Mushroom is one of who's run out of medium tyres, perhaps, in this one. He is outside the points at the moment, but he's got a comfortable advantage over himself and Vessier, who unfortunately spun the car just a minute ago. He's ghosted, but I think that he's ghosted because of the, he's just been allowed to call. We're approaching 9 o'clock UK time. So Alex does this all week. Oh my goodness, every week. Goodness gracious me. I'm about to sit down to be honest. This has been an incredible race, hasn't it? I must say. I've really enjoyed this one. It's been, it feels, I think that the 100% does have its reflex got 3-second penalty. I do like this one because we have said more about strategy. Sometimes in the championship races, sometimes it is far too eventful. Sometimes like Formula E race, really, isn't it? You don't see what's going on most of the time, do you? But here tonight, it's very interesting to see what each other is doing in terms of strategy and things like that. Siege's got the fast on the race, and of course Siege, who made the hard tyres last the longest, of getting up to 41 laps. Vintage left possession, just like it did last night. I wonder if Vintage in his usual around this time as well last time, wasn't it? Left possession. No, because I think we finished by then, didn't we? We were just telling Porkies. But yeah, Vintage does seem to have issues with the with his session, doesn't he? I mean, he usually lags out every time between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. Hopefully, now the second Haas car goes into the pits. So both Haas cars are mirroring their strategy. Into the pits comes Chewy. However, he has gone onto the medium tyres. He's got an outside chance of a points like Chewy has there. We'll see how he plays out. Gamer's made his way back with the top, and he's been doing some very stellar laps at the Aston Martin then, and he is now only 9 seconds away from points at the moment. And here comes Immortal then. Immortal is absolutely lit up the track then. He's alongside Beat. He passes Beat, moves himself up into third position there. But Beat has been absolutely magnificent, hasn't he, throughout this race? He is certainly my driver of the day for Beat. It's his debut. He's been absolutely fantastic. I think he's reserve driver though, so I'm not sure if we're allowed to put him in the votes then. But of course, sometimes it depends on who's doing the vote then. Of course, if it's me, then it usually is the reserve system because I don't know the rules very well. Is a Siege is off the circuit, and he's dropped down into 8th position there. And Kaz is now up in the 7th there. And Siege again another mistake there from Siege. I think the Siege is really struggling with consistency here tonight. He does have the pace, Siege does, but he's just coming cropper one too many times in this one, unfortunately. And he's down in 8th position there. He has got a 26-second gap between himself and Serious Mushroom, 5 seconds between himself and Reflections. I don't think Reflections will have the pace to catch Siege unless Siege makes another mistake then, because Reflections done 10 laps on those medium tyres, and Siege is on those brand new tyres, and almost brand new. They're about 3 laps into this one. The question I've got is he's about 10 seconds in front of Sick as Murk. I don't think that's enough, is it? There's nowhere near enough for Beat to come in the pits and throw on a set of throw on a set of soft tyres at the end of this one then, maybe even another set of mediums there for Beat then. Well, Beat hasn't even used medium tyres yet, as he's been going for, he went from the soft tyre to the hard tyre, Beat has then, and he is now losing time hand over fist, but he's still gaining on Sick as Murk, and I think that we know that the hard tyres can get to lap 41, but whether he can get to the end of the race in a decent pace remains to be seen. But I do feel that Siege there is caught up to the back of Kaz quite quickly here. But Beat then was the world's his oyster, isn't it? For Beat, but I would say that he has not got not many options at the moment, and as we've seen already in this race, it's been very difficult to overtake. Remember, Immortal came into the pits very early on in this race there, when he got stuck behind Dan Murphy, and there's a couple of times where it was very close, and he was just losing so much time. Immortal was, and so he came in the pits there, through on the medium tyres, and started to go for the undercut of his competitors in front, and he's got himself over the bird now. I said earlier on this race then that I thought a podium would be difficult. Well, he's got that podium now. Can he get the race win? Now, can he get the race win? That is what, and Grimmy's got a 3-second penalty, whilst Immortal has also got the fast up as well. The gap is 18 seconds with 15 lap out hard tyres. KD, we had a race last night with Diamond down there, losing the lead on the last lap then in Bronze in France. We're going to have something similar here tonight with KD then as we enter the twilight of this Hungarian Grand Prix, and my goodness gracious me, about 22 laps to go in this race now, and can Immortal, as I thought that was Cat spinning off about halfway down the race road then, he wasn't, he was just defending, he's having a look on the inside then, but Siege was too far back. He will have another dose of DRS then coming out of turn 1. No, he won't. Is there a problem for the DRS there for Siege? He's not using DRS in that Williams there, which is making his time a lot more difficult. But Kaz has gone wide there, and Kaz has done 13 laps on the medium tyres. One of their starting times is difficult, he said. So Kaidao might finish behind Immortal here. He will be behind Immortal when he comes into the pits. I'm sure that Kaidao has done two stints on the medium tyres, whilst so he'll have to come into the pits there, and he'll be thinking about going onto the soft tyres. Surely he'll have to come into the onto the soft tyres there. And will he have the pace then to catch and pass Immortal? I think Immortal can do it, you know. But yes, this is going to be a barnstorming end then to the 100% League event here tonight. And it's also a very quick time to have a plug, whilst we are very much thinking of not settling down, are we? I think we're building up to a crescendo here tonight in the Hungarian Grand Prix, and I think that this is going to get very, very interesting indeed. But before we do get into the interesting parts in this one, let's have a quick cheeky plug show from ALR, shall we? Which of course, ALR does stay in the Hungarian regions, and I think all the drivers that will be racing then next week are going to be enjoying themselves in the water park, which I think is over by turn 5, isn't it, if I'm not very much mistaken. Of course, it's ironic how I don't know where the water park is. Anything that I do know about is water parks and food stations, or fast food restaurants like KFC, of course. I believe so. Yes, so the drivers will be enjoying themselves because they'll be staying here as we're in the Hungarian Grand Prix and for round 13 of gold, silver and bronze next Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'll be in Bahrain then. So we go from Hungary to Bahrain for the 100% League then, and of course that is also mirrors the actual real world of Formula 1 as well, as that'll be the first race of the season, of course in Bahrain, which should be very interesting how that would go. Of course it's testing tomorrow, test, I cannot wait then. Of course you should not base anything off testing, should you, as I've done that mistake so many times in the past, especially when Mercedes were very much at the height of their powers, and I used to get very excited when Ferrari was in it, or we thought Red Bull was in it, and however Ferrari was just Ferrari was just Mercedes was just sandbagging as well. Charles Palmer said that he's looking forward to gold this Sunday. More Boxtel and Percy. Yes, and that's a very good point, Charles said. I'm looking forward to it as well, and I don't think Farp is, of course, the head steward, as he'll probably be hiding behind his pillow, I think, in the end of that race again. Especially around here, there's not much room for manoeuvrability, is there? And of course, if you're going to, you probably will find out you will probably end up meeting up with each other as well. But Boxtel is taking the lead in the championship in the last couple of races or so, and he has absolutely taken off, hasn't he? But remember at the beginning of the season that Percy was in that fine rich furnace form as well, so the form can completely change on its head, can't it? So there is still anything can happen in the Gold Championship. But Boxtel holds all of the aces so far, but only round 13. We're only just past the halfway distance in the championship, and there is a long way to go then. But yes, I do agree with you, Charles. It is going to be a barnstorming of a Grand Prix with Boxtel and Percy once again going head to head then, and I think the gloves are going to be off. But Boxtel, but every time they've clashed, then Boxtel has come out on top, hasn't he? In the last two clashes they've had in Austria and in where are we? and in I forgot, and in the French Grand Prix. So yes, I think that Percy will be out for a bit of vengeance. Vengeance. That's it, vengeance. So I'll make up these words as I go along. Katie Kydal is still on the medium tires at the moment. The gap is down to 13 seconds now. And Charles also said, don't count out Troy. You can never count out Troy. I think Troy has been very much a podium demon this season, hasn't he? Troy has. So I feel that, yes, you can never count out Troy. I absolutely agree with you. 100% Palmer. Troy has been close on the three previous occasions. And I think that Troy has been is actually outscored Boxtel as well in the last couple of races as well. So Troy is never over until it's over, Troy there. And I do feel that Troy is very much on the same platform or just below the platform of Boxtel and Percy, but I would say just below. That is no disrespect to Troy, but I think it's just Boxtel and Percy are supreme drivers, aren't they? But Troy has just got that extra tempo a second disadvantage to the front too. But that is just how close it is there in the championship of ALR and the championship of Formula 1 of ALR Gold, of course. But I cannot wait for that one there, and of course, yeah, and I think that this is any more clashes there between Boxtel and Percy, and maybe penalties may start coming their way as well. That is going to really that is going to bring Troy into the fringe of the championship as well, so there's still all to play for, of course. And not forgetting silver as well, with Nigel on vacation then. Fangio won brilliantly last time out then in one of the Aston Martins. Gamer off the circuit, he was having a very good run of laps there for Gamer, but he's lost the car in turn 12. Where is that? I think it was turn 12 actually, wasn't it? This battle for 10th and 11th, and Gamer was homing in on these two, but however, unfortunately, that mistake has dropped him off there. And look at this, Katie Instra. Look at this, and the Serious Mushroom has lost out to Vessi, who's done 17 laps on the medium tyres up the inside. Serious Mushroom down into 11th position. Lovely help, by the way, from Serious Mushroom. Fantastic. Vessi then has been lining up that move for the last couple of laps, and he has done it now. The Red Bull driver has. Now he needs to gap Serious Mushroom. Serious Mushroom's tyres may come into their prime later on in this one. So Vessi now needs to put his toe down, so to speak, then with 17 laps on those medium tyres. Gap in front is now going to 2.5 seconds there, as KD seems to have lost a bit of oomph there, or he is in this battle here, isn't it, between Vessi and Serious Mushroom there. And of course, blue flags, well, I would have thought would have been waving there, but it's not helped KD at all, and KD has been stuck. Yes, the back markers are ghosting, but KD just really seemed to have lost a bit of momentum since catching to the back here, and Immortal has got the gap down to 10 seconds now. And of course, on lap 53 out of 70, there are 17 laps to go. I think that Immortal is going to be very much licking his lips now, won't he? Because he has got himself in a rich run of forward. He's gone purple again in the second sector for the AlphaTauri. Immortal, can he win this race? And it was looking all bleak at the halfway stage, but goodness me, the second half of this race there, once again, Immortal comes to life there, and that 4 race wins in a row then is not looking too far out of reach now for Immortal. Then it was looking very bleak a couple of about 20 laps will go, but all of a sudden it's now looking a bit better for Immortal. Back on board now with Immortal. The gap is under 10 seconds. KD is still behind Serious Mushroom here. Yeah, there is blue flags there for Serious Mushroom. So if he has 3 blue flags, then technically he would get a penalty, I think, or is it more on this game? It usually is 3 in real life. It's a Serious Mushroom at this moment is quicker than KD. Serious Mushroom is on younger hard tyres, so that's the problem with having such a short circuit. You have a lot of laps around here. Oh, and KD has spun the car, and that is it then for KD. He's going to lose 7 seconds in this race, and potentially the race win here. And goodness me, is that traffic really hurt KD? That's 2 spins there for KD, and oh my word there. And both Aston Martins seem to be swapping in quite regularly on this race now. But KD, that is a major blow there, is it, for the American driver? And KD then, can he get himself back in the window? But I feel that with Immortal's pace and how he was closing in on him, I feel it's almost going to be difficult for him to re-challenge Immortal. Immortal's now got 11 seconds into between himself and Kaidao. I think did Kaidao start on the hard tyres then, or did he just? I'm sure he started on the medium tyres, didn't he? I'm sure he has to go. Who's that? That's Grimmy off the circuit. Martin's just dropped down into 14th position or 15th position, but he's gone through a vintage. I'm not sure if that's legal, my good sir. Goodness gracious me. But goodness me, then. Well, that's one way to take, I suppose, isn't it? Is it Grimmy now is recovering? But once again, I think that Grimmy's Mercedes there is looking very. He's losing the front wing now. Grimmy is there, and he is just getting out of everyone's way then. But KD, I'm wondering, it's going to be interesting to see what he makes of those. Makes that track there, because he just his progress just seemed to stall, didn't he, when he was behind Serious Mushroom and Vessier. Then of course they were ghosting, but even so, just then KD just couldn't get past, and then he spun the car, didn't he, there? And I wondered if he was getting frustrated beyond those lap cars. And yes, it does ghost them, but it's still quite annoying then, nonetheless. However, Serious Mushroom does have Serious Mushroom and Vessier does have blue flags that which they need to pay attention to. But of course the stewards have not given them any penalties there for not letting KD through them. So maybe KD wasn't close enough for Peter. It was all over his gearbox, really, wasn't it? So I'm not too sure how that works, but nonetheless, KD is now 3 seconds behind Immortal. He's 13 seconds behind Kaidao, who leads this way. And I am sure I'm betting my boat if I had a boat. Kaidao needs to come to the pits because he hasn't satisfied the rules of doing 2 types of compounded tyres. But I have been wrong before, and I'm probably wrong on this one as well. But I'm sure that he needs to go into the pits and throw on a set of soft tyres. Well, or hard tyres, but I'm sure you'll have to go into the soft tyres, won't he? Anyway, you just finished off my plug then for next week in Hungary, as we do stay in Hungary. Of course, so yes, Nigel is away, so Fanjo needs to play, and that means he needs to get another win then to lower the gap again then between himself and Nigel then. This is a golden opportunity then for Fanjo after having some issues in the season so far. So hopefully Fanjo can do it then from a neutral point of view. But Nigel will be watching closely like he was watching on Monday night. And KD, same corner again there for KD, and oh goodness me, it is going all wrong for the Aston Martin team. They were leading 1-2 about 40-50 odd laps ago, and it's completely going away from them. Immortal set another fast after the race and go for 4 race wins in a row. And where is Beat then? Beat has done 35 laps on those hard tyres, but he is just very consistent, isn't he? Beat is really impressed with the young Ferrari driver here tonight. Magnificent stuff there for Beat. As I mentioned, he would be my driver today if we was allowed to vote for service. But Mortal, magnificent stuff for Mortal. Is Mortal had the driver today so far this season? I think he's had 2, hasn't he? I would hazard to guess that the team might get a third right here tonight. Of how he did have a couple of spins there, but he's very much stuck in on it. As he's done a great job of Mortal has tonight. We'll look at the winners and losers in terms of where they started and how the race gone in just a jiffy. But KD is going to be feeling very deflated after this one, isn't he? He's now stuck behind a second Haas, and I think that is Chewy. He is stuck behind now then, so it looks like that that Haas car has become a bit of a nightmare for KD, isn't it? Hitting this Aston Martin machine tonight then, unfortunately. Gamer has got a 3-second penalty for he was just further up the road. I was getting confused and I thought I was watching and then that Haas driver does get out of the way. Into the pits now comes KD's Kaidao, I should say then. Yes, I thought he was coming into the pits then. Group's got a 3-second penalty. He's on soft tyres and he's going to come out of the pits. I think he's going to come out in front of KD then. So, yes, Kaidao then is lost the lead. He will be quick at this stage. However, he's going to get out in front of the Aston Martin. He does, those 2 spins for KD. Has lost his second position as well here now. And Kaidao is going to be very quick. Those soft tyres should be able to get to the end of the race. Of course, as we've seen soft tyres earlier on, then going a bit further than that, and Hungry Styles also on the soft tyre as well. Unlucky for Styles though, because he was having a strong race up until that spin, and then when the mechanics decided not to replace his front wing, that's probably how there is why Alfa Romeo is last in the constructors this season. course, not forgetting as well, bronze as well. Dynamo Dan getting his third Grand Prix win in the season last night there, with himself and Jenner came to blows at the chicane, didn't he? And of course, Jenner was not too pleased about that, was he? So that might light a fire under the two championship protagonists now, as well as Jenner was on reach run of form as well, because he won the last two Grand Prix in bronze going into last night's race. But Dynamo Dan wins his third race of the season and extends his in the championship. And Dynamo Dan had a race where he wasn't involved in any shenanigans, so when he's not involved in shenanigans, he does seem to bring it home quite nicely indeed. Quite nicely indeed there. So that's what it's all to play for gold, silver and bronze for next week. Of course, I cannot wait there. Of course, also the Messiah Knowlesy then will be back from Switzerland as well, to take you through the action then from silver and 100% as well. Next week, of course, for 100%, we are in Bahrain, of course. A jewel in the desert. So lap 59 out of 60, lap 59 out of 70. We got 11 laps to go in this race then. So Kardau is going to be the man on the mission now then, and going for a podium again then for Kardau. This will be his fifth podium if he can get it. He had second last time out in France, and he's also had two thirds in Britain and Canada. He had a fifth position in Austria as well. Kardau did. He is very, very consistent, which is why he's second in the championship. Reflection, he's third in the championship, having a bit of a day where he hasn't really made too much waves in this Grand Prix, has he? Unfortunately, there's a gamer just getting out of his way as well. I think that it's going to be an interesting. I'm not sure how much the drivers are going to. I'm not sure if this is going to be a major talking point after this race about whether drivers need to lift off and get out of the way. Then maybe I'm making too much of a mountain out of a molehill potentially, which I do a lot, to be fair. But I do feel that I'm wondering if the ghost cars did affect KD's driven then, but he just stalled, didn't he? He was behind those two, behind Vessia and Cirrus Mushroom there. So that would be interesting to see how that one plays out there. But unfortunately, KD is down in third position there. Gamer down in 12th position as well. It's gone from ecstasy to agony for the Aston Martin team. I think that's been the story of this Hungarian Grand Prix, hasn't it? Really, of how a race could go from so right to so wrong in a matter of an hour or so. Goodness gracious me! And we're on lap 60 then, so we're now in the final stage of the Grand Prix. We've got Siege, who's all over the back of Murphy. Hats off to everyone that's continued. Then we still only got one retirement, which is great stuff, and that is Jenner, who's had an absolute nightmare race earlier on this race. But everyone else, fantastic stuff indeed. There's still have 17 in this race. Murphy there again a bit happy on that old throttle pedal there. Down in second position, Murphy is there, but still a strong second position there for the silver driver. Magnificent. Kaido is now, he hasn't set the fast of the race just yet, Kaido hasn't, but I think he's going to be pushing now, isn't he, the McLaren driver, as a Reflection's getting past Kaz there. I missed that. I told him Reflection, I was saying very rudely that we haven't seen much of Reflections tonight then. Well, he's put me in my place quickly, hasn't he, Reflections has, because he is now into 8th position there. Reflections is there, getting past Kaz there. They're both on the same penalty situation then. And let's take a look at the penalty situation then. Kaido has set the fast on the race, so he gets 19 points there for the McLaren team and for himself. But unfortunately, Immortal will be extended in the championship by a further 6 points then. And my goodness gracious me then, when can, I think it's not going to be who's going to win it, but when is Immortal going to win it now, isn't it? I think that's what the question is going to be. It's probably been that question now for a number of races, but it's certainly but I think it certainly is going to be when rather than if now. Let's take a quick look at the penalty situation then. Sickers Muck then is 6 seconds second in front of Steve then, so he's got a bass on his hand to keep 5th position there. 3 second penalty for Immortal, but that shouldn't be a problem too much because Kaido's got 6 seconds. KD has got 3 seconds, beats the debutant. He has stood up and see that for I can't say it enough. He's been fantastic, fabulous tonight, Pete has. Brilliant in 4th position. Sickers Muck in 5th there, but he's trying to fight to keep 6th position away. Murphy and Siege, no penalties, great stuff. Reflections, who's got 3 seconds there. Car's got 3 seconds. Vescher's got 6 seconds. And that means, though, that Cirrus Mushroom will overtake him and get that final point net. So Vescher's got to find 2 seconds on Cirrus Mushroom in the next 9 lap set. Gamer's got 6 seconds as well. Then Chewy has got no penalties. Same with Siege, same with Cirrus Mushroom, I should say. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And Vintage, no penalties, 0 for Vintage. who is down in 15th position. And so great stuff there for the drivers then to do 62 laps around here with no penalties. It's absolutely redonkulous, isn't it? And in terms of the story of the race, and I think Reflections might probably probably deserves a shout out for driver of the day. He's got up 10 positions there. Dan Murphy also up 9 positions as well. Immortal, I think, probably deserves a shout out for driver of the day as well, because he went from rags to riches in this one, hasn't he? So I would definitely put him in there for driver of the day as well. And I think that if we had a fourth driver, I'm going to put Beta in there, I think, because I think he deserves it. Goodness gracious me, I'm breaking the rules there, but what can you do? But there we go. So yes, we're just watching Reflections there, trying to gap his teammate Kai Dow. It's not over yet though, is it, between Kai Dow and Immortal, because the gap is coming down to 8 seconds there. I'm wondering, maybe I have dismissed this one too soon, because look at the gap that Kai Dow is coming decent. They've got to pass though, and he has got to gap Immortal by 3 seconds there. That is his challenge now then for the McLaren driver. Oh my goodness gracious me, can he do it? I must admit, it'd be spectacular if he can, and it'd be great if he can. He's once again got another fast lap of this race, but it is going to be a tough job. But it's going to be a tough job if he can do it, of course. Sorry, I was concentrating then. Yes, indeed, they were on lap 63 then, as I'm quickly trying to get the driver of the day stuff up in, all working and stuff like that. Goodness me, you think that I work in IT, that I'll know how to work a laptop, but there you go. You give me too much credit, ladies and gentlemen, too much credit. But yes, indeed then. So there are the four drivers that are going to go for driver of the day. So we've got Immortal, Murphy, Reflections, and of course Beat. That I'm going to be absolutely in the nicest way possible, because I'd love to see Kai Dow win this race, but I'll be absolutely gutted if he wins this race now when we just put up that driver today. But there we go, then I might be a shootout of the building then potentially. But yes, driver of the day is up now then, so you could put those votes in now then. Immortal, so it's Immortal, it is Dan Murphy, Reflections, and R2 Beat then, all up for the driver of the day award. Then Kaz is still trying to keep up with Reflections, and Kaz has got some pace all of a sudden in that Ferrari. Lovely jubbly indeed. Gap it down to 7 seconds there with 6 laps to go in this race, and goodness me, it is a slog, isn't it? Into the pits comes Gamer then, and Gamer then, I wonder if he is going to try and get that fast lap point. And remember, the fast lap point, it's the same rule as it is for all the other leagues, as long as you finish the race. You get the fastest lap point then, of course. It's different to the actual World of Formula 1 where you only get it in the top 10. I think Formula E had the rule, didn't they, right at the beginning? However, ALR is a lot more sensible than Formula E, isn't it, I would say? Of course, as in terms of... is that Williams got no wing then? I thought that Williams had no wing then. Of course, remember in the first couple of seasons of Formula E, they had that fast lap for any driver on the grid there, and we had some very interesting races there where a driver who had an issue at the opening lap then would just hang back and just wait, then come into the pit, harvest all their energy, and then go for fast lap right at the end. And I think wasn't that how one of the champions won? Was it the Grassy who won that one? Who won it like that? I'm not too sure, because I watch Formula E, but I don't really know much about it, to be fair, and it's just usually on as background noise, to be honest, so I'm not paying too much attention to that one. Immortal is still in the lead then. Let's take stock. Immortal leads this race and going for his 4th race win in a row then, with Kai Dow second, KD in 3rd position then, R2 Beat in 4th position in the Ferrari. 5th position is Sick as Muck. 6th position is Siege, and I think the Siege is now up into a de facto 5th, because Sick as Muck has got 9 seconds of penalty. Reflections in 8th position, but Kaz has not given him an inch, is he, here in this one? And he is absolutely flying out there at the moment now. And 10th position is Vessier. I don't think the Vision. Goodness me, I've got Marvel on the brain. I don't think Vintage is actually in this race, is he, there? Because he looks like, I think he lagged out earlier on and is struggling to get back in. So Vintage down into 15th position there, unfortunately. But it carrying on there. Vessier in top 10 at the moment, but Serious Pressure will get that 10th position now because of that 6-second penalty for Vessier. Chewy in 12th position, great drive from Chewy, and keeping out of the barriers, and also keeping out of trouble with the penalties as well. 13th position, Martin on his debut tonight, and hats off for keeping with it as well. Martin, great stuff indeed. He started on the similar strategy to his fellow Davidton Beat. However, the race was a bit more difficult for Martin. Gamer in 14th position, and of course we've heard about the tales of woe for the Aston Martin tonight. He is down in 16th position now as he's getting past Grimmy, who's in 17th. Vintage, I think, is out of the race unfortunately. 16th position is Styles. Grimmy in 17th position there. Yellow flag in sector 2, which I think is for Grimmy, who is just getting out of it. Who is just getting out of the way. Then Kaz is still all over the back of Reflections now, and there he is. And Kaz is finding the pace in this Ferrari. Can he sneak up into a position? Can he get some double the points tally that he's on at the moment in this one? Oh, my goodness me. I think the Reflections there is going to have to think about defending then. Gap is down to 5.8 seconds, and Gamer is set the fast up of the race now and is stolen it away from Kaidal. I think that as fast as that Raw, I think it was the brainchild of I think it was Weekend Night Racing that brought in that fast lap rule, didn't it? And I think that ALR kind of borrowed it, didn't we? But it's a very good idea, to be fair, isn't it? Because of it is really races like tonight there with Gamer a bit behind the 8 ball, Styles a bit behind the 8 ball, Grimmy a bit behind the 8 ball, having difficult races. Gives them a golden opportunity of trying to get a point then, which has been a bit of a horror show as well. And thank you very much to Rick Brogger, I think that is then, or yeah, it is Brogger then, who has just subscribed to us as well. So thank you very much. Charles Palmer has subscribed to us 2 weeks ago as well. So brilliant stuff indeed there. And also we got Jody Lang then with we've given us some the peace sign as well. So thank you very much there. Of course, we've got yellow flags all the way around us. We got a safety car here, and what has occurred? Because I think the Grimmy's up, and whilst I've been talking about our subscription, yes, we got a safety car with just a couple of laps to go here in this race. Goodness gracious me! And that safety car is completely changed this one on this head here, and now, my goodness me, I don't think we're going to have enough time for everyone to bunch up, but we're going to have a lot of cars in onto, Beat is on the medium tyres. I think that is the wrong, I think that he's made a mistake on the call for tyres here. Siege has stayed out here. Is anyone else coming to the pits? Murphy's in the pits as well, and my goodness me, I think Grimmy has caused all kinds of anarchy in this one towards the final stage of this, and Murphy is on the soft tyres as well. I think that the safety car is not going to be out for too long because we've only got 4 laps to go in this race. Goodness gracious me. And he was ticking down to the end of this run, then, whilst I had my feet up there, kind of enjoying the sunshine here in Hungary and just enjoying my day out. And all of a sudden now this race has gone completely nuclear. My goodness gracious me. Now, what is Kaida? Is he going to come into the pits? He is coming to the pits. I was wondering if he would roll the dice, stay out on those soft tyres, and see if he can defend. But no, he is coming in the pits, and I think that this also and has this might have neutralised the race ever so slightly. But this is going to be a great final stage, a great final end here. And of course, we're also talking about penalties as well. So Kaida may have lost out his second position here because there's no way that he's going to be able to gap these penalties as well. Good heavens there! And look, we're also trying to get some heat into those tyres. Kaida out of the pits as well. And we've also got soft tyres on for Kaida. For Katie as well. Siege has stayed out. Beat is on medium tyres there. And for some reason, he did start the race on soft tyres. I'm sure that he would have had another set of soft tyres, surely. Murphy, who is also on soft as well. Kaz is elected to stay out. And goodness me, there is a safety car. Safety car has picked up the race leader. I'm only expecting 1 lap beyond the safety car, so we're going to have 2 laps of fast and frantic action around the Hungarian Grand Prix. Oh my golly gosh then. Kaidal in a second position, Katie in third at the moment. Siege is in fourth, but he's elected to stay out along with Beat, who's come to the pits, but has had no soft tyres by the looks at it. Or the Ferrari mechanics have done the Ferrari strategy here, and they might have done it to Kaz as well, because he's actually now coming to the pits. He should get out in front of Vessier, but I don't think this is going to be close. But I don't think he's going to catch into that safety car. Can Murphy catch into the safety car as well? Because Murphy is standing to reason here. Siege might win this race, you know, because if he can stay within 3 seconds, which is a massive ask, I know, but he could stay within 3 seconds here, and he might be able to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. But I think those soft tires are going to be too quick. But potentially we could have a surprise winner. Safety cars in the understap there. We're not surprised by that. And where are the rest of the drivers? And Sigismund is not caught up to the back yet, and Siege has, and there is the 2 cars in the background now. The Haas. I don't think Murphy's going to catch up either, you know, but he was going to try and give it a go anyway. Oh my goodness gracious me then. So we're going to have a sprint finish here in this Hungarian Grand Prix. And when are we going to go then? Oh, we can't hang around for too long. And Immortal's already gone then. He's already pounced here, and he has now flown almost 2 seconds in front of Kaidao, with Katie in third position. Can Siege sneak a podium here, but he's on very old medium tires here, with Beat in 5th position and Sigismund in 6th. Murphy is in 7th there. Reflections is 8th there. I think that they were just too far back, but Murphy still has an outside chance there, potentially getting some points there, some more points on saying, because he's only 2 seconds behind Sigismund as well. The gap in the front there is now going up quite quickly. Siege is the driver with no penalty, so can Siege steal a podium here? We'll keep an eye on that gap then. He might be able to steal a podium. We need to keep him in 6 seconds of Kaidao with just 2 laps to go in this race. Good heavens, wow, this race has absolutely turned on its head all of a sudden, and that late safety car has really put an extra spice into this one. Fantastic stuff indeed there. And they're just on board now of Immortal, and he is now coming to the final lap of this race. And Kaidao could be cruelly denied of a podium here. I'm surprised that Beat did go on some soft tires there, but we'll question that later on, I think. Now 6 seconds back then. Yellow flag in the second sector. One of the Alfa Romeos is off it. Stars off the circuit then. Unfortunately, this race has become a bit of a nightmare for Stars, hasn't it then? A gap between Kaidao and Siege is about 2 seconds. The ball is set the fast out of the race then. Also stealing that fast lap point from Aston Martin just to add salt to the wounds, unfortunately, in this one. Oh my goodness gracious me then. As we go down in turn 1, yellow flag again, and it's just unfortunate. It's Hungry Stars there just trying to make it to the end of this race, I think. And now Immortal's up to 3.3 seconds there in this one, and here comes Immortal going for his 4th race win in a row. And this was extra added spice. And I wish that the safety cars had 1 lap earlier, because it would have bunched up the field even more then. But still, I think that's going to help Murphy, because he's going to get past at Sigismund. I don't think it's going to help anyone else. It may help Siege there, but I think Siege has fallen a bit too far back, isn't he? But he does have 1 more lap there. He might be able to steal this podium away from Kaidao, and Kaidao will be cruelly robbed of that podium then, who was going for medium and had softs at the end, but this was the disadvantage now in softs at the end, wasn't it? Of course, because of this late safety car, which was a gamble, wasn't it? Especially around this circuit then, but the drivers were driven absolutely impeccably up until lap 66 there when Grimmy caused the late safety car. But here comes Immortal out of the final turn, and he is going to win his 4th Grand Prix in a row. Immortal wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. What a performance there for Immortal, and I must say that that was a very challenging day for Immortal, and he has done magnificently. Siege has got 2nd, and R2 Beats has got 3rd on his debut. Sigismund has got the fast lap of the race, and Murphy has moved up into 6th position as well. Katie and Kaidao dropping down to 4th and 5th position. 0.02 of a second Katie was from a podium here tonight, and what an end to that race that was there. Wow, absolutely incredible stuff indeed. That one was that late safety car is really threw a curveball, didn't it? And it has cost KD and Kaidao badly here in this race. Kaz and Vessier is also going to come through to finish 9th and 10th as well. I think the Kaz really stayed out now, because he would have got 8th position rather than 9th if he stayed out. Of course, that safety car came a lot too late then for the midfield runners to benefit. But it's Immortal, another Grand Prix win under his belt here in the 100% League event then. And not only that then, he has also, he's won 4 in a row as well, Immortal has, and he had to earn that one. He's had to earn all these race wins in the 100% League, but goodness me, he was on the back foot for that, wasn't he, for quite a bit of the race there. But my goodness me, he's come through and done a magnificent job then to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Troy, name me a better duo than Immortal and 100% Races End. I'm going to be honest, I can't at the moment. It just goes hand in hand, doesn't it, there? With Immortal getting 100% of the votes then, which I do not disagree with whatsoever. As they are spraying a bit of the bubbly. Well, no, I think they'll be very happy that those 3 podium sitters then, especially Siege, who is very much kept on the island. And R2 Beat them was my personal driver today. We were a fantastic job to third position as well. He also joined me in the commentary box as well. Then just that perfect time as well. Let's go through the final classification then for the Hungarian Grand Prix then. And what an end to that race it was. Thank goodness me. I was on my deck chair, to be honest. I'm enjoying the sunshine. Immortal won that race, and that is his 4th Grand Prix win in a row. Siege got second today then. He was on the back foot for most of that race, but my goodness me, he came on to finish second then. R2B, I think he deserved that because he's been driving superbly well this debut. KD in 4th position there. Well, goodness me, that was a difficult one for Aston Martin. Kai down in 5th, Murphy in 6th, Sick as Muck 7th, Reflections 8th, Kaz in 9th, Vestier in 10th position, Sirius Mushroom 11th, Chewy 12th, Gamer 13th, Martin 14th, Vintage 15th, Stars in 16th, Grimmy and Jinner was the 2 retirements then from the Hungarian Grand Prix. And my goodness me, sir, then this is your first race, I think, in the 100% league tonight. And my goodness me, you've definitely made a splash. You definitely made a splash on me, certainly with that incredible strategy on the soft tires at the beginning. But talk us about your race.
Yeah, it was fun and very intensive. Oh man, I am sweating like a pig.
So am I, but that's not very unhealthy and for a different reason as well, because I've been working. My goodness me, you started on the soft tires to begin with, which
I was.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was a gamble. It was the gamble for early safety car maybe, and yeah, if the safety car comes, you can make it till the end or make it 2-stop. But yeah, it was a gamble, and I didn't know the pace of the other guys, so I was like, okay, if I'm getting stuck on my softs, it's only like 15 to 20 laps, and then I go to the hards, and then I will see where we finish. But then, yeah, the late safety car made an insane switch to the result. Yeah, it was the time penalties made a difference, I think.
It certainly did, because you had no penalties at all, and that is absolutely ridiculous around a 70-lap race around here. How difficult was that to keep your concentration? Did you have any warnings at all?
I had one, or no, I had one in the beginning of the race. Yeah, it's hard to keep your concentration, of course, but I underfueled my car, so I needed to lift and coast a lot in the middle of the race. So that I couldn't push that much as I wanted, and that helped also with not getting track limits, I guess.
And at the beginning of the race, and you had you was definitely had front and centre for Kai Dahl in X Gamer having a ding dong of a battle there. And I think I bet you was enjoying that. But was you tempted to get involved, or was you just sitting back on those soft tyres there, just trying to eke it out to get to a sensible window before pitting?
Yeah, I was waiting behind them. I didn't have any intention to try a pass, but yeah, they were fighting a lot and it was an intense fight. So yeah, I was like, maybe I can gain some advantage from it. But I was like going with them in the DRS, and that helped a lot at the beginning of the stint of the softs. So I could stretch it to 20 laps, and then the hards would be an easy end. So. Oh.
And of course, this is your first race as well in ALR, I believe. And I must say that you've made a fan out of me, and I'd love to see you come back for more races. Are you up for it?
Yeah, absolutely. I will sign up for next week. If there's places available, I will be there.
And that's what I'd love to hear. Thank you very much. Brilliant drive today. You're my personal driver today. Today you've been superb. And that was R2 Beat getting a brilliant drive to third position today. His first podium on his debut. Goodness gracious me. He's emulated Kevin Magnussen and Lewis Hamilton, and maybe Jack Villeneuve as well. It was Jack Villeneuve, wasn't it? And that is going to be it then for this week's ALR action. It's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't it? We're going to be staying in Hungary though, because Gold will be racing around the Hungaroring on Sunday. Unfortunately, you've got me again on Sunday, but Alex is back